move in with Whiteville. focus, Quanah. That's what I'm saying. You're not listening to what I'm saying. Oh, no, that's
You said she was at the one talking to
No. Coach E not here? And that's what I'm saying. She didn't let me do that. So who doing it? Quanah, no, how about you do the book and one person can do that? Because one person really want to do that. Yeah, she did. She did want to do it. Hey, Ms. Brown. How are you doing? How are you? Good luck. Thank you. Quanah, right. Quanah, she wanted to do it. Hey, Quanah, you can do this. Because I can't focus. I'm going to sit right here with you, though. Okay, I promise, Quanah. I promise. Folks be fussing at me.
Okay, we got 1 and 2 on. So, yeah, next week and the week after. Franklin Davis in the house.
With a haircut, looking good.
Maybe freshly shaved, I don't know.
We may even get our picture taken tonight by Franklin Davis and might get it in the news reporter.
I'm contractually obligated to stay off camera.
He said, take my picture, not his.
I think he just told me I'm number 3.
Yeah, we're supposed to be starting tonight at 4:30. No JV girls game. So Whiteville's girls actually just took the court for some warm-ups. West Columbus actually already warmed up.
I want to get your opinion lately. You know, East Columbus, West Blade, and East Blade. We talked about how this is going to affect, scheduling coming in and about how deep all these teams have to be.
Yeah, you have to check and see who's playing, who's not playing. I think it changes daily, and that's going to reflect in the standings and how you play, because you could have a really good game coming up, and you may find the night before that is canceled and have to change all of your plans and all of your coaching. I think it's just going to be a very challenging year coaching and looking at some obstacles that you necessarily didn't have to look at last year.
Usually by this point we're in a couple of games into the year, maybe a week or two, and Brett Burrs and I and Franklin Davis, Kelly Jones, we could tell you kind of what's what, who's going to be who and what the cream of the crop is, but we really don't know at this point in the season.
Yeah, I keep asking questions. Who's supposed to be the top dog in the conference? And nobody really can tell me, because they don't know what team members they're going to have each night. You may lose somebody, you may gain somebody, you may pull up a JV player that may give you a spark, and you actually may keep them up, like I think is happening here at West Columbus. The boys, they had a freshman that they pulled up, and
Kelly.
He did so well that they decided maybe, hey, we need to keep him on the varsity squad. So you're going to see a lot of youth stepping in and maybe taking some spots. And somebody told me the other night that forgot what team it was. Trying to think who South Columbus played. The East Blade said they had like 7 players, and that's all they had. And they played the game with 7 players, and it made me think. These 7 players better be in shape, because it was going to be a up and down game with that mask on. So this team's got 7 players. If you lose 1 or 2, then you're in bad shape there.
I think we also need to look at, Brett, now we're into week 2 of the regular season. We've had a couple of games, played with the mask, with the new rules. How do coaches take advantage of these? You and I talked about this at the post game last week. You talked about that for lack of a better term, COVID/media timeout, and how our coaches going to use that to their advantage.
Yeah. Well, different coaches are going to use it different ways. I could go ahead and tell you if I was coaching during this, I would probably exhaust all of my timeouts, because I know that usually traditionally in my teams we had 6, 7 people that we played on the court, and 5 starting and 2 support players, and you really have to give them some time to get a breath and stuff like that. So I would take probably timeouts that would help me with my conditioning is probably what I would do instead of maybe game time strategy.
And you commented on that a lot, last week, during some of these long runs, especially when you're trying to play up tempo, trying to, use your pressure game, pressing, that some of these teams late in that first half, late in ball games, were getting really exhausted.
Yeah, I did notice that, and that's probably because one, it was the first week of the season. Traditionally teams get better in shape as the season goes on, and you'll see that. This is going to be bad for some kids that are not physically fit as much as other players. So
I've got theirs. I need yours.
So if you're a team that's had summer workouts and you've been rocking and rolling and stuff like that, then I think you're going to be okay with the mask. But if you're one that shares probably half the volleyball team with your basketball team, and we all know that volleyball conditioning and basketball conditioning is totally different, then you may struggle a little bit.
Volleyball season unfortunately over for the Three Rivers Conference teams. All 3 struggled. St. Paul's, I believe, lost in the second round. Okay. East Columbus and Whiteville in the first round.
Okay. I know that I want to understand Whiteville had to travel a pretty long distance to go play, and I didn't know the outcomes of the games. I'm glad you told me. So St. Paul's actually pulled out the conference there, beating traditional strongholds of South Columbus and Whiteville. And
I think it's the first time about 4 or 5 years we haven't had a Columbus County Three Rivers Conference champ in volleyball.
Oh, yeah, I can agree with you there. I can't ever remember anybody outside of Columbus County winning the volleyball. I know Fairmont, there was many years where Fairmont was in the hunt, but I don't know that. I think Fairmont and South Columbus tied a couple of years back, but never an outright for a Robeson County team. So I'm, give kudos to Robeson County and getting their girls ready to play some volleyball. I always like to see good competition. I'm glad for them girls over in Robeson County to get that win.
All righty, we are 1:20 from game time here on pay-per-view. Whiteville traveling about 2-3 miles from 17, from 17 business to 74.
Yep.
Take on the Vikings. Brett Burrows and I on the call. Kelly Jones, Connie Falk, in the booth for us. And we are looking forward to exciting high school basketball action here on Columbus County Schools Pay-Per-View Network.
So I guess with this pay-per-view network, we don't have any commercial breaks, so we really can't.
Couldn't you? I think they could tell that last week when I started making up my own.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hey. So me and Mr. Tobin here will probably provide you our own advertisement, maybe during some timeouts, and try to keep it entertaining for you, to say the least, as we call this basketball game. Both teams are actually coming to the bench and getting ready to not necessarily tip this game off, but hand the ball over to the visiting team, correct?
That is correct. Visiting team, there is no jump ball, traditional jump ball, as the visiting team will take the first possession. We'll use the alternate possession from there on.
Hadn't seen Whiteville play this year, but Whiteville's traditionally pretty strong in basketball. And I tell you what, West Columbus actually looked pretty good last week, so I'm expecting a pretty good basketball game here. And probably going to see a basketball game that we're going to see, a lot of transition in this basketball game, probably more than we did last week.
Brett, I've got the lineups here for both sides. I got both rosters here, and I'm looking at 5, 6, 7 girls on that West Columbus bench to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 girls for Whiteville.
And this happens because of the JV girls programs being in a little limbo this year because of everything that's going on. So you're going to actually see teams carrying bigger squads. I know that South Columbus, they dissolved their JV girls basketball.
Only teams in the Three Rivers this year are Whiteville with a JV girls team, East Bladen, and I think there's one more.
Yeah, and I'm sure that a lot of these Whiteville girls are JV players that's sitting on the bench over there. So, Coach Smith, I'm sure she's got her Whiteville Wolfpack ready to rock tonight against these Vikings from West Columbus.
Number 21, Ariana Johnson, looks to inbound to Trinity Smith, and we will be underway shortly. Smith with the basketball, surveying the scene. Over the corner. Long range jumper, no good. Off of West Columbus Viking. It'll stay with the Wolfpack.
Hey, it's like I said last week. You can't score if you don't shoot. So, lady number 5 had a wide open shot. She took it.
Marnasia Smith.
Nice inbounds play by
in and out. 21, Ariana Johnson picks up the first bucket.
Whiteville's going to come out in that traditional press.
Nice steal by Mecalonia Shipman.
And she took too many steps there, Kevin.
Credit her on the defense, though. That Whiteville pressure, especially against an undermanned Viking team, is going to create havoc. Smith's jumper up, no good. Tied up. Ball, we got a scrum for it at the bottom. Picked up by Mecalonia Shipman. Whiteville bringing the ball back out. Little difference this week with Whiteville. Trinity Smith with a jumper, no good. Rebounded by Whiteville. Up and no rim. Nice layup, block on the play by
Whiteville just seems like a little bit more athletic right now, getting to the ball. West Columbus seems to be a little bit flat-footed right now. Maybe, just not getting into the flow of the basketball game quick enough because, Whiteville's had about 6 shots on this one possession.
Trinity Smith's jumper up, no good.
West Columbus comes down with the rebound, pushing it up the court.
But again, 7 shots, and I don't think West Columbus had a shot off yet.
I think it's the first time it's been on this end, to tell you the truth.
All the way around the horn it goes and back.
Whiteville's sitting back in a matchup man. Don't look like they're attacking anything outside of the 3-point line. Oh, nice shot.
Downtown 3-point goal for Honesty McKenzie.
I think she was hot last time I came over here.
She does want to throw it. She'll throw it up from anywhere. Back in a quick layup for number 5, Marnasia Smith.
You're seeing where Whiteville wants to attack the basket. You can see them taking it to the hole as many times as they possibly can. And Coach Williamson says he don't like what he sees, so he's going to take a timeout.
Again, that Whiteville pressure. And unlike last week where both teams had about the same amount of depth, you're looking at a Whiteville team that can go 5, 6, 7, 8 into their bench, where West Columbus is going to have to keep the same girls on the floor for a majority of the game.
Yeah, and you actually see that may have been a timeout there to give those girls a breath, because I tell you what, it's been an up and down game, and I see a lot of girls from West Columbus over there, as we call it, panting a little bit. So possibly that's what that timeout was for.
Again, multiple trips up the floor and a 4-3 lead for Whiteville at this point. But you have to say, Whiteville applying pressure and forcing West Columbus to expend a lot of energy early. McKenzie with the ball around the horn.
Whiteville doing a good job moving that defense.
McKenzie's pass intercepted. Ball goes out of bounds over to the Vikings.
One thing you don't hear a lot of whistles this year. I don't know if they forget to blow it or we can't.
They're used to having it in their mouth and not in their pocket.
Yeah, I guess so. That did go to Whiteville.
Multiple rebounds once again for the Wolfpack.
Whiteville's just so much more aggressive on the boards than West Columbus is. That's, they're getting 5 and 6 shots at each possession.
Round the horn we go. The travel call. We will go back the other way.
We have Mr. Alan Stewart calling the basketball game tonight, former colleague and Stallion. Teaching over at
Wait a minute, I fit that bill too. I'm a former colleague in Stallion.
Yeah, but everybody knows that. They didn't know that Mr. Stewart was on the court tonight, so we just let them know. Everybody knows you. Let's give Mr. Stewart a shout out.
looks like a 2-2-1 press. Just a bit outside. Dipped into softball there. Just a bit outside.
Yeah, that would be Major League there. Stole it from that. West Columbus had to know that Whiteville was going to come into this game, with the pressure. And what's happening, they get it in bounds and they just hold the ball. They need to get it back to the person taking the ball out, get to the middle, and push it up the court.
Long range three is good by Trinity Smith. And Whiteville stake to a 7-3 lead, 4:49 to go here in the first quarter. Once again, pressure applied by the Wolfpack.
And Trinity can shoot it now. I've seen her shoot it a lot over the years. Can put that ball in the hole and score for the Wolfpack.
McKenzie back to Brady. Brady tries to force the pass, intercepted by the Wolfpack. Wolfpack with numbers coming back the other way. Quick transition and layup, and we get a 9-3 score.
Shipman with the 2, taking it to the hole.
2-2-1 press again for the Wolfpack. Hands in the passing lanes. You got to credit that Wolfpack defense. They're aggressive. Tierra Brady throws up her own 3. Does not get the roll off the rim.
West Columbus finally gets a offensive rebound, goes back up with number 25 for the Vikings, going to the line for 2. What's her name there, Kev?
Haley Brown.
Haley Brown takes it back up.
Brown with the majority of the points, only 17 last week against South Columbus. And she can shoot it from anywhere.
Yeah, she's going to be the key to, the Vikings staying in this game and pulling it out.
First is up and good, 9-4 our score, 4:03 to go here in the first quarter. We are coming up on our media/COVID timeout.
First substitution of the game by West Columbus, number 20. I can't see it, Kevin. That long hair. Lost. 22 maybe.
22 is Shatavia Wilson.
Yep, 22.
Rebound by the Wolfpack coming up. Floor looking for numbers on the.
Ariana Johnson pushes it across. Out of bounds to West Columbus. Good defense by West Columbus that time.
And it's actually about, I think Coach from Whiteville's, looking cross-eyed because she didn't run her set. She didn't run the offense, tried to run a 1-on-4.
Yeah. And Coach Serena likes to have her team under control. You can believe that.
Quick steal and layup attempt, no good. Vikings with the rebound trying to push against pressure. Round to the corner. Brown with the basketball trying to post up. Back to Honesty McKenzie.
That's going to be a turnover there. Miscommunication.
And this is still, as much as, they've, really played up to the level of their competition the last few weeks, this is a young West Columbus team.
That's the COVID timeout.
That's the media timeout.
Media.
This media timeout is sponsored by Brett Burrows and the Stallion Crazies. Stallion Crazies for all your fan needs.
I'm ready to get them Stallion Crazies back into the gym so we can get some stuff going on.
What we'd like to see next week is some virtual Stallion Crazies. Come join us on pay-per-view. Comment to Kelly Jones and some of the other social media folks, and let us know you're watching Stallion Crazies.
That would be awesome. Hey, but we can get popcorn next week. I told you I will buy you a bag of popcorn. And maybe get you a drink. You never know.
I'm still missing the sausage dogs from the band boosters from either West Columbus or South Columbus.
Yeah. Well, I did find out that we will not have hot dogs at South Columbus next week. That was a bummer for me, but I guess you have to do. They're doing pizza this year over there, so I guess that's a COVID protocol, pizza instead of hot dogs.
That is true. I've also wanted to go over there. Unfortunately, we missed the Stallion Classic Band competition, and I really look forward to the funnel cake and the fried Oreos.
That's right. We missed that this year with the Yam Festival being canceled and the COVID taking away a lot of the things that we actually love. Number 21 taking the ball out for Whiteville, pushes over to Trinity Smith, sets up the offense for Coach Smith.
Trying to look for the offense. Long range three for Trinity Smith. Front rims it out. Rebounded by Haley Brown, who'll look to push.
You know, even though it was long range, it's still a pretty good shot for Trinity. Oh, double team here.
Forcing the pass. In and out. Round to Haley Brown. Trying to body up to get in the lane. All the hands in the way of Whiteville is in that passing lane.
Whiteville's aggressive now. They always have been. Coach Smith demands that of her team. Haley
Brown muscles one up and gets, actually I take that back. That I believe is Damari McDuffie.
Trinity thought about it and pulled it back. Now she gets the right. You can't leave her open. I'm going to tell you, Kevin, that's in and out. But even though she's 2-3 feet beyond that line, you can't leave Trinity Smith open.
Second chance shot does not go through for Whiteville. West Columbus with the rebound, still applying the pressure.
There you go. See, that one little pivot move got her out of that double team. It's one thing that is lacking in girls basketball is a pivot foot.
That and a jump stop. Long range three, no good. Rebounded by Haley Brown. She'll throw up a layup. She's hacked in the act, and she'll go to the line for two with 1:57 to go. West Columbus down 9-6, I believe.
I tell you, Kevin, you know, with aggressive as Whiteville's been, West Columbus is very fortunate to be, you know, only 3 points down and can cut it to one right here.
And I think if you're West Columbus, you've got to start attacking the boards, Brett. You know, Whiteville is all over the glass right now. Nothing but net. Makes the score 9-7, 1:57 to go here in the first quarter.
You know, now is where we'll see if the fatigue kicks in, you know, because Whiteville's, you know, exchanging player after player, and West Columbus has pretty much got their same 5-6 out there.
And we've talked about it for the last couple of weeks. How deep is your bench? How far can you go? Second one in and out, no good. Rebounded by Whiteville. Whiteville quickly up the floor. Long range two, no good. Rebounded by the Wolfpack.
Another offensive rebound by the Wolfpack. Gives
from way downtown, no good.
Another offensive rebound by number 11, which is Tiana Hill.
In and out we go.
Tiana Hill with the shot.
Hill, long range, gets the leaner, but she only gets a two.
Yeah, that's only going to be two there.
11-7 our score, a minute and a half to go here in the first quarter. Quickly up the floor is Tiara Brady.
That's over and back there.
Just lost the handles one too many times and forced to make an errant pass.
Well, what Coach Smith wants to do off of that pressure, she wants to steal the ball and take it to the hole quick, try to score off excuse me, try to score off those turnovers.
From way downtown, it rolls around and off the rim. Haley Brown quickly up the floor.
She's going to take it coast to coast, Kevin, and scores. Haley Brown with two.
From one end to the other, Haley Brown makes it an 11-9 score. A minute to go here in the first quarter. Whiteville hanging with a very aggressive West Columbus hanging with a very aggressive Whiteville team. Hacked in the act, and she'll go to the line for two with 49.5 to go. That's number 5.
Oh, my fault. Number 5, Marnasia Smith.
Very aggressive early in this ball game is Smith.
Wonder if she's ink into Trinity.
First foul on Haley Brown. First basket is up and good. You know, that's her first team, I believe, first. And that's one thing you don't want to start looking at if you're West Columbus is Haley Brown in foul trouble.
Yeah, you know, very clean basketball game to start out with. You know, 2 fouls to 1 in one quarter of girls basketball is, you know, showing a clean game.
Gets both ends, and our score now is 13-9. All that pressure calling, all kinds of havoc. Whiteville gets a trap in the corner, 3-on-1. Back across.
West Columbus did a great job at.
But Trinity Smith ain't having none of that. She takes the ball back up the floor. Quick layup up and good.
Scored. Got the steal and scored. Trinity Smith.
And You know, it may not seem like I'm not listening sometimes, Brett, but, you know, West Columbus really having trouble attacking that trap.
And that's going to be too many steps on number 5, Marnasia Smith.
And you spoke about this very, very eloquently last week. You've got to get that ball in the middle, and nobody from West Columbus is coming to the ball.
No, they're trying to push it up the sides, and it's like trying to turn a key when it won't turn.
Back up the floor quickly. Sierra Brady just loses the handle, turns it over to Whiteville. And that's the end of one. Our score, Whiteville 15, West Columbus 9.
You know, Whiteville, they actually, a lot of their points were scored off of, you know, steals and putting the ball back up on the turnovers. You know, Trinity Smith hit a couple of jumpers from the outside. You know, just going into the second quarter, Coach Williamson is telling their girls, hey, we've got to do a better job on the defensive boards. We've got to get more boards. Whiteville's getting, you know, 3 and 4 shots. We're getting 1.
And they've got to figure out how to attack that trap in a way that's going to, get them into a good situation. All right, we are at the end of one. This timeout brought to you by Connie Falk and the broadcasting program at CCCA.
Free advertising. Hey, that's worth at least, what, $25?
And at least, not only that, but it's also brought by, I believe it's the Burroughs Service Station.
Burroughs Tire Service.
Burroughs Tire Service.
Yeah, Highway 701.
Take good care of you there. They'll treat you like family.
Yeah. He's probably not wanting any more business. He's just, that's his vacation is work.
Ah.
Yeah, he loves it. Been there since 1948. So,
his main occupation right now is to be Indiana and Piper's grandpa, right?
Yeah. No, he'd rather put on tires, to tell you the truth.
15-9 our score at the start of the second. West Columbus with the basketball. We had no possessions in the first quarter. Ball inbounded to Jamise Lawson. Lawson over the corner. Back around to Tierra Brady. Brady back to Lawson. Long range for Lawson, rims in and out, no good. Rebounded by the Wolfpack.
Actually, it was a good look, just couldn't get it to fall. Rebounded by number 21, Aaron Johnson.
Way downtown goes Trinity Smith and rings it home for 3.
I told you can't leave her open. You got to know where she is at all times.
You've got to be in her hip pocket, otherwise she will throw that ball up there. 10-second call. West Columbus cannot get the ball over half court, and it will go over to the Wolfpack.
Good defense by Whiteville there. If you can't get the turnover off a steal, keep them from getting the ball over half court with 10 seconds.
And you're a former coach, Brett. You really light up when you see those things, don't you?
I'm a defensive coach. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that I really like the defensive part of the ball. Nice
Quick
give and go. Yeah. Another offensive rebound by the Wolfpack.
Whiteville throwing them up from anywhere. If this one doesn't fall, West Columbus with the rebound.
I don't know why you dribble there, but, hey, she made it through.
Jamise Lawson throwing the ball. Actually, that's Haley Brown.
They just don't have an answer for Haley Brown. She's actually attacked this Whiteville defense and gone to the line. I think this is going to be her third time going to the line. They just don't have an answer for her.
Unfortunately, if West Columbus, though, you don't have an answer for the glass right now. You've got a number of really tall girls out there, and Whiteville just beat them to the boards.
Yeah, well, right now I can see a lot of West Columbus girls sucking for air, and there's really not a deep bench to get them out of there. There's a substitution there with number 14
Mackenzie checks in for number 34, Brian Nobles.
Actually, I heard the other night in the South Columbus game that one of the players was actually sent to the bench for not wearing their mask. Number 11, Whiteville puts in Tiana Hall.
Tiana Hall with a heads-up play makes our score 20-10. 6:45 to go here in the first half. Trinity Smith's quick hands knocks it out of bounds. It will stay with a Viking possession.
Yeah, Trinity's going to stay in that ball game the whole time because she's the bread and butter of this basketball team. You won't see her come off the floor much.
I believe you call that the Energizer Bunny.
Haley Brown trying to dribble through. That don't happen. 11, Tiana Hall dishes off to number 1, Trinity Smith for 2.
Sweet assist by Hall over to Trinity Smith. And, Coach is not happy, and he called a quick timeout.
He just don't have. Well, I mean, he's got the answer. His girls just got to perform the press break. I coached with Coach Williamson for a couple of years, and actually, me and him's had some discussions about press breaks and stuff like that. And we both have the same camp about how to break presses, and that's not how he draws it up. So
there's a difference between drawing it up and having it executed.
Well, oh yeah, believe me, I know that.
Okay, our score was 6.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Whiteville 22, West Columbus 10. Again, it's still a very clean game, Brett. Only 3 fouls for Whiteville, 1 for West Columbus. But just unfortunately, West Columbus just does not have enough horses in the corral to run with Whiteville right now.
You would think that, Whiteville's pressing and playing, very tight defense, that they would, have more fouls. But no, they're actually playing with their hands. They're not reaching. They're playing the way they've been taught to play when it comes to defense.
And that goes straight to the bench and your head coach. I mean, she's been there a number of years. Those girls know what's expected when you come to Whiteville to play basketball.
That's exactly right.
Ball mounted by the Vikings.
But see, Kevin, they did a great job of getting the ball to the center there. But that center man or girl, whatever you want to call it, or in these days, player, I guess, as you have to call, once they get it to the middle, they have to go quick to the outlets running up. And she just held the ball there, and that's what caused the defense to come back.
I think the other thing that would concern me, Brett, is they're trying to dribble through that press.
Yeah, you want to beat the press with a pass. Trinity Smith with a steal on out-of-bounds play. Dishes it down to number 11, Tiana Hall.
Great vision and great communication between those two. It's a couple of give and goes I've seen. Stolen once again by the Wolfpack. Fouled by the Vikings, and we'll go to the line for 2.
I tell you something that West Columbus could probably add to their bag of tricks that would help them on this is, you notice they're not doing bounce passes. They're all, chest passes and overhead and Whiteville knows that, so they're sort of guarding up high instead of down low. Take that basketball, do bounce passes, go down low, and you can break that press.
First is up and good. Our score 23-10.
Iana Johnson at the line for the Wolfpack.
Checking in for the Vikings is number 23, Demaria McDuffie. I think another good thing, and I know you preach it, Brett, triple threat position and ball fake.
Yep, and pivot foot. Those are things that we used to work on every day. 21 puts down another one, Iana Johnson. Good free throw shooting for the Wolfpack.
Once again, Wolfpack pressure too much for the Vikings. She saw that, and she lets it go from way downtown. Front rims it no good. Back around the three-point line. Brings it around the horn.
Coach Smith gets her girls to set up the offense. 11 with a wide-open shot. Tiana Hall rims out. That's going to be a travel on Miss Brown there.
Tough sledding around, and Coach Williamson is just trying to find anybody to get on the glass right now.
Watch that out-of-bounds play here if you're watching online, and notice if they go back to the person taking the ball out of bounds here. Yep, exactly right, and she looked for a shot. I knew that was coming, Kevin. Oh, they didn't stay on her.
She didn't like the spot, so she went and got another one. Well, Columbus quickly back up the floor. Cannot get it to go. Tipped out of bounds by the Wolfpack, and it will stay with the Vikings. 5:33 to go here in the first half. 24-10 our score in favor of the Wolfpack.
15 with a wide open shot. Rims out.
Braddy's not afraid to throw him up there, I'm telling you.
Wolfpack with the rebound. Trinity Smith through the legs, backs up for 3. Rebound by number 15. Emily Hewitt kicks it back out to 11.
3 and 4 chances once again for Emily Hewitt with a 3. Back rims it no good, gets her own rebound, kicks it over to Trinity Smith, who's looking for a spot there in the corner to throw that thing up. Off of her hands, going the other way with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, the same story of the game. Whiteville out rebounding West Columbus.
And this is where Whiteville has the advantage, Brett.
Yep.
Whiteville just subbed in 4 girls.
Yep. Did Trinity come out? Yep, Trinity's out, so giving her a breath. Make sure Whiteville's got 5. Yeah, they got 5. It's probably a lot of some of you JV players out there, Kevin.
But having the advantage to do that at 24-10 is, huge. All the way over to Austin McKenzie, who's clapping for it. Back down underneath. Does not look to shoot over and around. Stolen by the Wolfpack.
Ayana Johnson with the steal. Misses the layup on the other end, though.
Again, Brett, a spot where a jump stop might have helped you. It's amazing, we're at the high school level, but those little things you're taught from when you're, the real basics of basketball, how they continue to be important as you get to this level. Quickly up is
a lot of
Kelly
contact.
Brown. A lot of contact, no call.
There we go.
That's the definition of muscling one up there, Brett.
Yeah.
And it looks like I can see that number 25, Haley Brown going to the line for 2.
If Whiteville would have fell to the floor there and took the charge, probably that would have been called a charge. But she didn't, so 15, out the line.
It's a lost start, Brett. It's a lost start.
Yeah, I know. She can put down those free throws.
Oh, yeah. Brown, I believe, has been the bulk of the
I think that's 9 of the 11, I think.
8, because I believe McKenzie had the 1-3.
3, you're right. You're right.
I think that's going to be key for Coach Williamson, that, as the season goes on, is finding that secondary score. Rebounded by the Wolfpack once again, 4:20 to go here in the first half.
White will push it up quick over number 2.
They're looking for that spot from the outside.
It's going to be 3 seconds, I think. Yep.
Yeah.
Anytime you hear that whistle away from the ball, it's usually a 3-second call.
Alan Stewart with a 3-second call. Whiteville camping underneath. And you would think they've been there all night considering how many rebounds they've got, but they really haven't.
White will drop out of their press. They're still in that matchup zone.
Brown's got a girl all over, muscled her out of the spot. Does not get the opportunity.
Yeah, Haley Brown's got to have some help somewhere.
Shamice Lawson around the corner, tries to force it in there, gets it stolen. Whiteville with a quick transition. Layup up, no good. Rebounded by the Wolfpack.
That's a walk.
We will go back the other way. Game getting a little sloppy, but you do have some, second and 13 players in there.
Is it time for that timeout or?
Time for our media timeout. This week sponsored by the West Columbus Viking Band. One of the great bands that we see every year at the Yam Festival and the Stallion Classic. Go ahead and support your Viking Band. Was also talking with Jason Nance and W.T. Edwards today, and they asked me to remind everybody in Vikingland and really across the county, for all of us who are in the education field, that we are now in the second week of the new semester. Please make sure you're checking on Google Meet, Google Classroom, Schoology, depending on what your school uses, and make sure you get in touch with your child's teachers. Make sure you get involved in that education. Make sure you're an active participant along with your child and help getting your child the best possible education during this very difficult time.
That has been extended 2 more weeks virtually, which I think is a good decision. It's very imperative that these children get online and listen to their teachers. These teachers are actually given a really good education if these children will get on and listen and stuff like that. In my class, we've had some great discussions, and actually my kids are doing a great job. Here we go, back to action. West Columbus, with nobody on her, dribbles it out of bounds.
Don't you just, unforced errors will, give you
edge.
to
She was probably like, wow, nobody's guarding.
Yeah. She was wondering where the pressure was coming, where the pressure was.
In the number 5, Marnasia Smith up for 2. Number 4 comes down with the rebound.
Some shot up, no good.
Shipman. Mio Canilia. Michelonia. Okay.
I remember that one from last year.
Cool.
Sometimes the all-timers kicks in, sometimes it doesn't. Quickly around the horn.
Nice job by number 5, Marnasia Smith, dribbling around, putting up 2.
Soft hook gets the ball to go in. Our score is 26-11, 3:05 to go here in the first half. Brown with the basketball, all the way up. The hoop, the harm, and she'll go to the line to complete the three-point play.
I told you Whiteville does not have an answer for her.
And I think that's the way, if you correct me if I'm wrong, Brett, the teams are attacking West Columbus right now. They're looking and saying, you know what? She's going to get hers. But if we can limit the other scores, there's not a real secondary score that we got to worry about with West Columbus.
I used to, when I see a player do that, I would call my best defensive player over, and I would say, hey, you guard her. By the end of the game, I want to know what kind of chewing gum she would chew.
Quickly up and around. Play up no good. Somehow she gets the ball around the corner. And foul by Whiteville. And it looks like we'll be going to the 1-and-1.
Yep.
That's number 5. That's going to be a 1-and-1. Correctly this week, we've got the fouls.
You know what? Here's a little trick I used to do when I was playing. I don't know if Brown was fouled or not, but right now I would send Brown to the line. They probably don't remember who was fouled. I'd put my best player at the line. I've done that a couple of times. 80% of the time I used to get away with it. Until a smart coach like Serena Smith used to figure out I did that, and she'd turn me in. She's smart like that.
Tierra Brady to the line, shooting 1-and-1.
That's a lane violation there.
Late whistle, and it's one of those deals where the officials used to having that whistle in their mouth, and right now they've got to take the mask down, pull the whistle out of their pocket, and then make the call.
Yeah.
Tough mechanics on that.
It is. They do make these electronic whistles. They just press the button. But I don't think they're as loud. She gets another one. It's going to be a 1-and-1.
A lot of confusion. We are young in the season, Brett. 26-14 our score in favor of the Wolfpack. 2:42 to go here in the first half.
Coach Smith getting a clarification on that about why she's getting another one. The lane violation before.
Second, no good. Rebounded by the Wolfpack once again. First string substitutions back in for the Wolfpack.
It's like Trinity Smith was fouled. She'll go to the line.
I don't. Is that
not
Trinity?
Trinity?
That wasn't Trinity. I think it was number 2.
Number 2, Mauricia Bennett. Sorry about that.
She will go to the line for 2. 26-14 our score. That's the first on her and number 14, Honesty McKenzie, and only the third on West Columbus.
Well, that's just because White was just more aggressive, so most time you're going to have more fouls.
First up, no good.
I think that's first free throw that the Wolfpack has missed tonight.
Second up, no good. Rebounded by the Wolfpack.
Yep. Nice,
in and out.
Nice pass by Trinity Smith to number 11, Tiana Hall. Just misses it. There's those offensive rebounds again, Kevin.
A lot of bodies flying around. We got a quick injury timeout.
Yeah. Coach Williamson's a little upset that maybe he's not getting a call there for pushing or whatever. So
I think he's questioning. There's a body on the floor that got knocked to it, and either we fouled her or they fouled her.
Well, that's one thing. You can't say anything to the refs. That's not your job. Sometimes you got to let them know you're over there, though, Kevin.
Heads-up play, though. She did look, real shaken up. So, credit the officials for stopping play right away. McDuffie has the ball stolen by Smith. Around, and she gets a quick bucket by number 5 for Whiteville. Stolen on the inbound. Trinity Smith, shot no good.
That's that offensive rebound. You got Brown on the bench. You probably your rebound's going to go down even more because you got your best player on the bench over there.
The hoop and the harm for number 5 for the Whiteville Wolfpack, and it's now 28-14. Whiteville starting to extend that lead.
Yeah, doubled up on there. And I think a lot of that's got to go with the depth of the bench there, Kevin. All right, at the line for Whiteville is number 5, Marnasia Smith.
Smith competes the three-point play. Our score is 31-14. McDuffie quickly up the floor. Gets the ball where she wants it to go. Just off the hands of number 23, Demaria McDuffie.
Had what they need to do to break the press, just the last pass was just a little bit too high. Trinity Smith brings the ball up for Whiteville, sets up the offense.
And it's been a while, so I don't doubt she's going to be looking to put that ball up at some point. Around the horn. And there we go. And off the front rim. Gets her own rebound, and she's around the three-point arc again.
Just no blocking out there, Kevin. Got to block out the shooter.
Got a lot of hands on hips right now.
Marnasia Smith goes over to the right. Kicks it back out to number 11, Tiana Hall. Tiana Hall trapped in the corner, gets it back out to 5, Marnasia Smith.
Viking picking up the defense a little bit. Jump shot up, no good. Rebounded by number 23, Demaria McDuffie.
Now there's where you can't hold it, Kevin. You hold the ball there too long, you're going to get trapped.
And Whiteville 4-on-1. We're on the floor with the foul.
Well, if you notice there, Kevin, and at home, the ball handler there for West Columbus had both feet down. The only thing she had to do was establish a pivot foot and get out of that double team. But, a lot of times it's tough for girls to establish a pivot foot. I used to tell my girls it's called cement feet, where both of them were cemented to the floor.
Mm-hmm. Brian Nobles checks in for Honesty McKenzie.
Nice inbounds pass to 1, Trinity Smith misses a layup.
Rebounded by McDuffie. Stolen by number 4. It's a quick jumper, and we got a 33-14 score. 45 seconds to go
with the 2
here in the first half.
Yeah, that's going to be a foul there. That's going to put 15 at the line. That's going to be a foul on Mayo Canela.
Michelogna.
Okay. All right, that was the way I got it. I know how I can remember that now.
And going to the line for 1-and-1, I believe, is going to be
number 15.
Number 15, Tiara Brady. 39.6 to go here in the first half. And picking up her third is number 4 for Whiteville. But Whiteville.
Michelogna Shipman, right? Is that right? Michelogna. Got it now.
Picking up her third, but too many Wolfpack, not enough Vikings at this point. Brady's first is up and off the rim, rebounded by the Wolfpack.
Tiana Hall with the rebound, pushes it up, passes it over number 5.
Back and forth we go. The result's the same with another Wolfpack bucket. 25 seconds to go here in the first half.
Tiana Hall with 2.
And got a foul call. We're going to be going to the other end, shooting 1-on-1 again.
I think the girl may have held somebody trying to go to the ball there. I think that's what was called. Number 11, yeah, that's actually what happened. How many fouls that on Tiana Hall?
Her first, team 9th.
Oh, only first, okay.
And once again, going to the line, looks like, I believe that's Brady.
You got 19 seconds left to go in the half.
Brady trying to draw another lane violation, doesn't get it. Ball quickly taken back up the floor by Whiteville. 14 seconds to go. Stolen by the Vikings.
Nice move by 15.
Tiara Brady.
6 seconds left to see if Whiteville can get it to the hole. It's going to be good if it goes.
Our score at the end of 2, Whiteville, the Wolfpack 35, West Columbus 14.
Now time to get a new ball in there, Kevin.
New ball and halftime. And I don't know about you, but if I'm Coach Williamson, I'm sitting in there on that chalkboard and I'm going over that press.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's necessarily, I think it's just when they're getting it to the position players, they're, not going to the second pass quick. They're just holding on to the ball and letting the defense for Whiteville come to them. and actually double team. So you got to get rid of the ball quick because you know the double team's coming.
Again, both of these coaches, very serious teachers of the game, and you know they're going to be going over that. That, and I believe some attention to the boards for West Columbus might be due.
Yep. Preston Worley here on the clock tonight, doing the clock and cleaning the balls. I mean, he can do two things at one time. I like that. He's old South Columbus Stallion and himself turned Viking over the last couple of years.
Chief clerk and bottle washer, I do believe. Again, we got to thank the support staff for West Columbus treating us well tonight and really taking care of making sure the place is sanitized, making sure all those extra things are done to make sure that this is a safe place to play for these kids. Jason Nance comes in with the sanitizer if we can get a picture of that.
He's got it.
It's green this week.
Ghostbusters.
Very festive.
Is that what color was it last week?
I think it was black last week.
Was it? Okay. Maybe I need one around the house to clean up with.
This week's the girls' halftime is brought to you by the Columbus County Schools Board of Education. I'd like to thank our Board of Education.
And Chairman Worley Edwards.
Chairman Worley Edwards, absolutely. We'd like to thank them for really taking some time and hearing from both sides, this week, and really try and Superintendent Deanne Meadows to try to make the safest possible decision about whether to bring these kids back.
Yeah, I really wanted my kids back in class and stuff like that, but I understand the complexity of the situation, Kevin, and I think a lot of parents are understand, but there's some that, hey, my child needs to get into school, they need to learn and stuff like that, and they're learning how valuable a educational system is when it's actually cut out. But Columbus County schools doing a tremendous job in providing a virtual education for the students of Columbus County. I can tell you that the teachers are working twice as hard, doing as much as they possibly can. And I think we've turned lemons into lemonade, Kevin. I really believe that. And I'm really proud of all the teachers of Columbus County and Whiteville City.
And I'd like to say something about the Central Office. They've really turned the corner on making sure we have the technology that we need to be able to succeed in all the schools. And I know it's a struggle because, we went to this very quickly in March of last year, and, credit Columbus County Schools for meeting that need when it came about.
Well, I'm going to tell you, when they told me I had to, go live and go virtual and stuff like that, I was really nervous to start out with, but, it's actually turned me into a better teacher. I have actually added another tool to my belt when it comes to teaching, and probably over the next years we'll continue to use some kind of online service for my students to try to give them some kind of remediation or, advancement or whatever. So I think it's making everybody, a better teacher and hopefully a better student.
Absolutely. Kids these days, the one-size-fits-all approach has kind of gone away, and we've really been able to integrate those things.
Franklin Davis up. Yeah, Franklin's laughing at my South Columbus shirt. But, hey, it's black, baby. I can't help it, man. It's black. Got black blood in me. Hey, I'll put my sweatshirt on if you want me to.
We'd also like to, thank Franklin Davis and the Whiteville News Reporter for helping sponsor Columbus County Schools basketball halftime.
Yeah, at home he was picking at me about my South Columbus shirt, and I was telling him,
as long as we're at it, I'll take a little me time. And the final winner of the Pigskin Picks for the Whiteville News Reporter for this season was none other than myself.
Oh, really?
Didn't win any cash, but just got that recognition.
You got pride, baby. You got pride.
Pride and ego, baby. It'll take you a long way.
I saw your name on there. And you know what? If I didn't have those two rugrats running around the house, I'd probably try to get involved in that. But I tell you what, being the age I am with a second grader and a kindergartner, it goes tough, and you can't get a lot of individual things done. But I wouldn't trade the world for it. Coached varsity sports for 20-some years and then decided to have little babies. So, I wouldn't change anything in the world.
And having said that, Brett, it is the most dangerous time of the year for folks like you and me. I was informed yesterday that it is now officially Girl Scout cookie season.
Oh, Lord.
And I can't speak for anybody else, but I've got a teacher on my staff who very deep into Girl Scouts. I believe they're having an event tomorrow over by the courthouse. But that's my dealer.
It just seemed like it was. Well, you know what? I was thinking about this the other day. We're coming up on about the anniversary of getting out for COVID. What is it, about another month? March.
Yep.
1st of March. COVID was here, and it was actually here before we knew it. But I remember that day of all this stuff happening. We were playing tennis over at East Columbus, and the idea of COVID was being talked about. And that night that I drove back up to South Columbus, I was told that pretty much everything was stopping. It seemed like the world stopped that day for a while, and I didn't know the complexity of all of it.
Hard to believe it's been 10 months already.
Yeah. It's actually changed everybody's life on the way they do things and feel and how they get together. And usually we're high-fiving each other, and now we're bumping elbows if we do that. And I've noticed myself, I finally wash more than once a week and stuff like. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to say that, Kevin. But actually wash my hands more than ever before. But I think we're becoming a society that understands.
As long as we got the opportunity, though, we also like to pass along our sympathies to the Whiteville community and the Whiteville Edgewood Elementary School. I lost the teacher this week, and just professional, been in the business for 30 years. We'd like to pass along our sympathies, and we nobody can say they don't know somebody who's been affected by it right now.
Oh yeah, it's just crazy. I've known a lot of people that have lost their lives to this disease. I've actually been a pallbearer in some funerals of people that have lost their lives to this disease, and changing of families, and with churches, and I go to church every Sunday, and now because of COVID, it's put a disruption. I actually talked to my preacher at Cherry Grove on the way over here, and I said, I feel like I need a shepherd to lead me, through these days.
Brett, do my eyes deceive me, or do we have one more official than we had in the first half?
One more official? Who?
1, 2, 3.
We had 3.
I thought we only had 2 in the first half.
We had 3. Yeah, we did. He was, well, I heard they said at a game last week that somebody only ran 2, and one of the officials sat on the bench and rotated in. So I don't know if that's something that they can do as a crew, that they can rotate one in off the bench, because these guys have got to run up and down the court with a mask on too, that they've never had to do that before. So this is brand new on them. So.
Okay, just about to start the second half. Whiteville leading 35-14, and I'm pretty sure we all know what we talked about at halftime.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what we're waiting on here. Maybe it's the clock issues or something like that. Here we go. The horn is sounded, and it's time to roll it out again. West Columbus, first quarter, tight ball game, just Whiteville came out second half and put that pressure on them and extend this lead and actually doubled up on them. So we'll see, what West Columbus can do to get back into the game.
West Columbus can play with them, but having enough horses in the corral to stay with them once you start getting tired and you start getting winded is a whole different deal.
I'm sure right now Coach Smith has got something that she wants to work on offensively here. This is usually what you do when you're up big time, work offensively.
Quigley in the number 5 does not find the rim.
Rebounded offensive rebound.
Tries to force it up, no good. Rebounded once again. Third opportunity for the Wolfpack.
15 for Whiteville. Emily Hewitt hits the 3 on the corner.
Hewitt's 3 makes it 38-14. Quigley back up the floor.
And that's the steal by Hewitt again.
Hewitt very active
Smith
the first
back
minute.
up 3, foot on the line, but misses the jumper. Rebound out to 21. Ayana Shipman. Another offensive rebound by number 5.
Seems like there's almost 6 or 7 Wolfpack on the floor right now.
Yeah, they're stacking the stats. Entry pass to number 2, kicks it back out to 21. Ayana Johnson.
A lot of movement on that Wolfpack offense.
Number 5, Shipman. Smith for the shot.
Sorry, Smith 2 will make it 40-14. Able to dribble up the corner. Taking it all the way. Rimming it no good.
Got a wide open Whiteville Wolfpack, number 5 up the court. Marnasia Smith for 2. Coach Smith's actually calling off the press.
7-0 run for the Wolfpack.
You know, that's class. I love for coaches to understand that the other team's struggling and, you know, calls off presses and stuff like that.
Around to Tierra Brady. Brady gets the ball back to Jamise Lawson. McDuffie gets it over to Brady. Jump shot up, no good. Rebounded once again by the Wolfpack.
You notice Brown's not on the court for the Wolfpack, Kevin. Number 2 of the court misses, puts back her own shot and scores. Marika Bennett for 2.
44-14 our score, 5:47 to go here in the first half.
Brown still on the bench over there. She got her leg up over there, Kevin. Is that what it looks like?
I believe it is.
Okay.
I think she's icing up.
Well, with her not in the ball game, it's going to be a tough uphill battle for the Vikings.
Checking in is Brian Nobles for the Vikings. And I'll tell you, and I think right now what you're looking for is you're looking for that secondary score. And if I'm the Vikings right now, I'm looking at Tierra Brady.
What is the running clock score? Is it 40 or 30?
40, I believe.
Okay.
Long range 3 up, no good. Rebound.
Rebound by Hewitt. Kicks it over to 21. Iona Johnson. Over to the corner, number 5, taking it to the hole and foul. Marnasia Smith going to the line for 2. Still Whiteville being aggressive on the offensive side. You can't tell girls not to be aggressive on the offensive side.
You can pull the press off, but you can't stop them from being aggressive in those passing lanes. They're just playing good defense. Number 22, Shatavia Wilson's second foul. Teams, I believe, first in the second half. First free throw up, no good.
Smith misses the first one.
Hits the second. Our score is 45-14 with 5:21 to go here in the third. Brady with the basketball. Gets caught. Telegraphing the pass. And Alan Stewart with a great pick.
That's the best defense I've seen all night. Stop that fast break.
Moving screen by Alan Stewart.
You got number 5 wide open under the basket. Smith for 2, misses the layup. 21 gets the rebound, puts it back up, misses it again.
And another Wolfpack rebound.
They're still aggressive, Kevin.
A competitive instinct by these Wolfpack girls. I mean, they're playing solid basketball right now.
Iona Johnson setting up the offense, goes to the hole, misses. Hewitt with a rebound, kicks it back out to Trinity Smith, puts it up 4-2.
And that's how you draw it up.
Yeah,
and Coach Williamson needs a quick timeout.
Well, you don't have Brown in the ball game there, Kevin. You know, it's really tough for you to run your offense, defense, whatever. And they're missing the big key to their offense and defense.
And I mean, you got a 47-14 score right now, Brett. I mean, the issue's not really in doubt. I mean, you'd like to see him come back and make it a little bit closer, but if you're West Columbus right now, what are you looking to accomplish?
Well, you know, you've got to understand that, hey, our go-to girl is not in the game. We got to step up and, you know, just calm down and try to do the things that your coach tells you, run your offense. Coach Smith has backed off of the press. You know, so run your offense and see if you can get some kind of basket.
Again, I think you're looking for, if you're West Columbus, you're looking for a second score and maybe a third score to complement, you know, Haley Brown. If you're Whiteville right now, you're 47-14. What are you looking to accomplish on your end?
Well, you know, you look at some of the things that you did not do well and you try to work on those during the game. You probably want to stay away from the press right here. But you still want to come out and run your offense as hard as you possibly can and try to work on some things offensively.
Okay, we are back to game action, 47-14 our score, 4:43 to go here in the third. West Columbus taking the ball out from underneath their own basket. Ball inbound to Jamise Lawson. Whiteville hawking the passing lanes, gets another quick steal. Foul by Lawson, and we'll go to the line for 2.
Martinasia Smith had a great read on that basket, got the steal, took it up. Missed the layup, but got the rebound and was fouled. So she'll go to the line for 2, Kevin.
West Columbus, the minute they pull that ball up, Whiteville's hawking those passing lanes. They know where the pass has to go, and they're just, making quick interceptions.
Well, that's not a press, Kevin. I mean, they're just playing good man-to-man defense, or actually matchup man, and they're and West Columbus is telegraphing the passes, and girls from Whiteville's just going to them.
First free throw up, no good. 4.5 to go here in the third quarter. And again, this is the time, if you're both coaches, where you're really looking on fine-tuning some things. This is still early in the season. Second one up, no good, rebounded by the Vikings.
Now, Coach Smith's not going to be happy about missing free throws. Been a couple of free throws here missed lately that I'm sure she wants her kids to make.
And again, both of these coaches still coaching no matter what the score. Round the horn we go, back to Jamise Lawson. Over to Honesty McKenzie.
That's going to be an over and back there, Kevin.
Again, learning time. If you're both of these teams right now, you're going to find out what you've got. From your 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 girl. Checking in is Tiara Brady.
Trini Smith taking the ball out for the Wolfpack. Kicks it over to number 11, Tiana Hall. Over to number 5. Attacks the basket, steps back, 5 for the shot. Martinasia Smith hits the outside jumper for 2.
And I think you hit the word right on the head, attack. Whiteville, they're not pressuring, they're not pressing, but they're in attack mode from the minute they step on the floor on the offensive and defensive ends. And, it doesn't matter what the score is, playing hard on offense, hard on defense is going to make you successful no matter what you do.
Kevin, we're at our special timeout. Anybody you want to sponsor it, think about, hey, who wants to sponsor this one?
This timeout will be sponsored by the custodians and maintenance workers of Columbus County Schools, doing a great job not only keeping us safe, but keeping us running here at Columbus County Schools. Thank you, Columbus County Schools, maintenance and facilities workers.
I agree with you. Their workload has been, doubled with this COVID that comes in, and they've came in every day and, done their job and, no complaints. And, shout out to those ladies and gentlemen that work hard, with the safety of our students and the cleanliness of our facilities.
Also like to spotlight Columbus County Schools child nutrition staff. Those of us who haven't been able to eat lunch, when the kids aren't there because they're not serving lunch, have been sorely missing you.
We're serving lunch. I had me some corn dog bites today with mustard. Best thing since chocolate ice cream, brother.
Unfortunately, we're not.
Whiteville sets up their offense, kicks it over to number 10, Hannah Washington. First time we've called her name tonight. Probably got some JV players in here. Number 50's checked in for the Wolfpack. Arkina Cornegie. If I'm not saying them correct, don't hurt me. And Trinity Smith puts in 2 for the Whiteville Wolfpack, which brings us ever so closely to the 40-point deficit, Kevin.
And quickly, Coach Williamson wants timeout. So let's also spotlight this week our secretaries and our office workers, our school guidance counselors, our I almost call it Sims, our power school coordinators.
Yep.
Our
the ladies that call me up and say, Coach Burrows, get your attendance in, I need it.
Mm-hmm.
They keep me in check. You can believe that because, attendance sometimes is one of the last things you think of when you're actually going online. Usually when they come in the classroom, you check the roll real quick. But, when you're online, it seems like you go straight to teaching and you're like, oh, I got to do the attendance.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're learning as teachers too and changing a lot of things. And I guess you can teach an old dog new tricks.
I also believe report cards are coming out. If they haven't come out already, will be coming out soon.
Yeah. They used to scare me back when I was in school. That word.
We are back here with 3:11 to go here in the third quarter. Tip back to the backcourt, but, once again, Tierra Brady with 2.
Now, what you may see Whiteville do here, since they've got a lot of subs in, they may go back to their press and try to press with probably their JV team.
Good opportunity to teach. Like
Tiana
I said,
Hall kicks it down. Number 50, she puts it up. Hornigy misses the shot.
One thing I did like is all the girls that are on the bench for Whiteville right now were just as supportive of her as those girls were on the bench when they were in the ball game. That says a lot about these young ladies.
Is that the first tie-up of the basketball game,
I
Kevin?
believe it was.
Yeah, I think it is too. Which that's hard to believe here in this game.
Used to seeing about 6 or 7 a game.
I agree. Or more.
Up and off the back rim, no good. Rebounded by the Wolfpack. Wolfpack pushing the ball up.
Trinity Smith down to number 5. It's like she was fouled, but no call. Trinity Smith puts it back up.
3 and 4 opportunities for the Wolfpack. Travel, we will go back the other way.
That's going to be a travel by Marnasia Smith. Had a good look, just couldn't finish.
Just over 2 minutes to go here in the third. Big lead for the Wolfpack. Credit West Columbus still scrappy, still trying to fight. Jumper off the back rim, no good. Rebounded by Brady. She throw one up. She does not get the ball. Rebounded by Trinity Smith.
Fast break, kicks over to number 5 for 2, Marnasia Smith.
Smith finds Smith with the outlet, and we got a 53-16 score.
And I don't have a problem with Whiteville still pushing the ball up the court and stuff like that. That's part of the game.
That's called playing basketball.
It is. I agree. I don't think there's any rubbing any face doing that or anything.
Actually, has not been a very chippy game.
No.
Two real big rivals, not very chippy.
Oh. She went to the bank.
2-point goal. Calls the bank, and the bank answers. And that's number, I believe it's
22. Is that 22?
22, Shatavia Wilson.
That's going to be number 11, Tiana Hall, that attacked the middle and actually is going to go to the line for 2.
Credit these kids, they're still playing hard no matter what the score. And I think that's indicative of both of these head coaches who really prize hustle, and they impart that to their kids.
Well, you know what? You never know when you're going to play or when you don't play in this atmosphere. So they're going to leave everything on the court, Kevin.
Trinity Smith's first is up and no good.
We complain about what happens to us as adults, but you think about what these kids are having to go through with this pandemic.
Rebound by the Vikings, stolen by the Wolfpack, stolen back by the Vikings. Down the horn we go. Honesty McKenzie for 3 off the back rim, no good. Rebounded by the Wolfpack.
White was just so quick. They can get the rebound and push it up the court so quick. Number 10 wide open underneath. Hannah Washington with 2.
Under a minute to go here in the third.
I just think West Columbus is just out of gas here, Kevin.
Credit West Columbus still playing hard. Under staffed against the Wolfpack, but they're giving it everything they've got.
I'm assuming that was a pass, Kevin, but she about made that pass.
she just had to be
nothing but net. That's all they moved.
She needed to be just an inch or 2 taller.
Yeah. And that's going to be a push off there by
offensive foul call.
That was a good call, though. She did push off.
Graceful move by Alan Stewart.
Yeah, he threw that forearm shiver out there pretty good.
He must think he's on Monday Night Raw, not Friday Night SmackDown.
Marnasia Smith over to number 11, Tiana Hall. And something's wrong with something. Official timeout. They're running some time off the clock.
4 seconds, I believe.
Really?
22.5 to go.
That was
Time
weird.
flies when you're having fun.
That was weird, but hey, I mean, it's a 30-point lead. I mean, you know.
Sweet move to the hole by number 50 for the Wolfpack.
And number 50 is Akira Kornicki.
Just under 4 seconds to go here in the third. Jump shot up, no good. Rebounded by the Wolfpack. And here we are at the end of three, 57-19 our score. And 1 quarter left to go. The issue not in doubt, but both of these teams, got to give them credit, Brett, playing hard, learning how to play basketball, especially some of these younger kids getting, important time and important lessons.
Yep, I agree, Kevin, and I'm actually excited to see the cheerleaders on the court cheering. You hadn't seen that in a long time, seeing the cheerleaders come out and do their stuff. And, think about cheerleaders, Kevin, they don't, in the conference, they don't travel to away games. They can only cheer when they're at home, so that cuts out half of the cheerleading's season. But, cheerleaders, don't get enough credit. They come out here, they support their teams, and these girls love what they do as much as these basketball players do. So
let's spotlight all the cheerleading programs here in Columbus County, Brett.
Yep, and cheering's really big in Columbus County, and you hadn't heard a lot of it this year and stuff like that, and you hadn't heard anybody say that the cheerleaders are missing out. But, let's give them a shout-out. They actually, are a key to all of our sports here in Columbus County.
1 quarter left to go, 57-19 our score. And looks like Whiteville will be inbounding the ball.
Yeah, Ariana Johnson for Whiteville got taking the ball out.
Unfortunately, she has no one to throw the ball to at this point.
I'm sure somebody will go over there, Kevin. Coach Smith didn't like what was going on there, so she caught. But you know what? Hey, I don't mind. You can't take those timeouts home with you.
And you know what? She's teaching her girls. These young girls need to understand that, with some of these girls on the bench, who's going to be the person to step up.
That's exactly right. And, she's got to build talent for next year coming up. I mean, you're going to lose some of your seniors. You got to have somebody to step in there.
Odd, though, to see a timeout call before the quarter started.
That's weird. That's okay. It happens. Oh.
Let's see what else we got as far as spotlighting these groups. We'd like to spotlight our frontline workers here in Columbus County, our hospital staff, our lab technicians, our EMS, our fire, our police, doing a fine job helping to keep us safe here in Columbus County.
Got a 1-4 set here with 2 back picks. Design play out of bounds, kicking it over to number 21, Ariana Johnson. And for the shot, that's number 2. Marisha Bennett misses. But it's going to be a tie-up, Kevin.
And that ball will go over to the Vikings. Credit these young ladies, man. There's no shame in their game, and there's not one girl out here I haven't seen who hasn't hustled as hard as she could.
I agree 100%, Kevin.
Ball over to Brady, surveying the scene. Back to Lawson. Over to Einstein McKenzie. Back to Brady.
That's going to be a steal by Emily Hewitt.
I'm going to tell you, I like this Hewitt girl. I mean, she's been all over the place today, especially in the second half. Tipped out by the Wolfpack, but the Hewitt girl, I've seen her on the offensive and defensive end. I mean,
yeah, she's a hustler now. Stack play out of bounds.
Around the corner we go. 34, jumper up no good, and that was Brian Nobles. Whiteville so quick up the floor, doesn't get the lay of the fall, gets the rebound. And all over the place looks like we're going to have either another tie-up. Okay.
Let them play, baby.
Keep it rolling.
I'm very impressed with Whiteville's defense tonight, Kevin. I really am. Up to number 2 for the layup, man. She scores. Marika Bennett. And we're now at the 40-point threshold there, Kev. It's going to be a running clock from here on out.
Roll it up there. Unfortunately, no good. We'll go over to the Wolfpack.
Well, I thought it was going to be a running clock.
And
Yeah,
I think they just called it.
Yep. That's a rule in high school basketball called the mercy rule. Over to number 4, she puts up the shot.
Up and good.
That was a good shot by Michelonia.
Yep.
Shipman. I got it, guy.
Give him a little time and several opportunities. We can get these things.
I'm a quick learner.
Over to Brady. Back around to McDuffie. Back to Tiara Brady. From way downtown. Could not find the rim. I think she needs to take a step or two in on that one. She was kind of throwing that one up from Fair Bluff.
Yeah, that was from way downtown there. Whiteville pushing up the court, number 21, Ariana Johnson. Setting up the offense. Kicks it down low to number 2. Misses the shot. Rebound West Columbus. And she tripped on the out of bounds line. Did she trip on out of bounds line or somebody tripped her?
Uh-oh.
That's what Coach Williamson's wondering. Somebody had to trip. She didn't trip on the out of bounds line. I have to agree with Coach Williamson there.
Yeah, I saw the leg come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's going to pick up a tee here shortly, but I think it's well deserved.
Yeah. You know, sometimes we all get a little loose and lax when it's a game like this. But you got to understand you still got a job to do. It's going to be out of bounds to the Wolfpack.
Coach Williamson still not pleased.
Just think what he'd have said if he didn't have a mask on. Oh, down deep to Hewitt for 2. And going to go to the line.
And this is where you get frustrated as a coach. You know, you got a girl go to the floor on one end, and you get a touch call on the other, and she's going to the line.
Oh, I agree. I agree with you 100%, Kevin. Hewitt.
Free throw up and good.
Hewitt converts the 3-point play.
66-19 our score, 3:53 to go here in the ball game. Next dead ball, I believe, will be our COVID timeout. Back over to Brady, throws up another 3. And this one falls. Tiara Brady with 3.
She's been quiet ever since the first quarter.
In and out we go. Up the jumper, no good. Rebounded by the Vikings. I believe that's Lawson with the basketball. Over to Brady.
Whiteville getting ready to make 4 substitutions here. Next dead ball, or the COVID timeout as you call it.
McDuffie for 3, up no good. Rebounded quickly, up and in.
Backside rebound by number 34, Kevin.
Brian Nobles with the bucket. Brian Nobles taking out the trash.
It's going to be the COVID little timeout anyway, I think. Opportunity for Coach Smith to get some of her substitutes in.
That is our timeout. And who do we need to spotlight today, Brett?
Who want to spotlight, Kevin? I don't know.
Let's spotlight the folks at Edgewood Elementary School in Whiteville.
All right.
And they've had a rough week, the kids and the staff there. Let's give them a little bit of love.
Yep, I agree with you, Kevin. Prayers go out to those families and those groups. We're really thinking about you. Talk about frontline workers. Teachers are actually frontline workers too, Kevin. Going out every day, putting themselves in in situations that could possibly be dangerous with kids coming in and stuff like that. So I think just everybody in general in the whole nation has actually stood up and done a great job.
Yeah, and we've had a tough time with the incident that happened in D.C. a couple weeks ago, and really want to say a lot that with the inauguration coming next week, regardless of what side of the fence you fall on those issues, let's just pray for our nation and and the safety of everybody who
Yeah, it's like I teach toleration, Kevin. Toleration. Everybody has their opinions, and let everybody have their opinions. I don't want to get political here, but America is a great country, and we are part of the greatest country in the world. And, hopefully that, people's differences of opinions can settle out.
Brought to you by our other sponsors.
Oh, down to Cornegie for 2. Misses.
Yeah. Our other sponsors this year are the South Columbus High School Social Studies faculty.
There you go. Great group of guys over there at South Columbus. I know them personally. Whiteville's pushing the ball up again. Trinity Smith running the offense. Pulls up for the 2. Bounces off the front of the rim. West Columbus with the rebound.
Raddy's jump stop. Throws up a layup. Does not get the hoop, but she will get the harm and she'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, that referee probably said, I better call it out, or Coach Williamson over there is probably going to go irate. So
more than likely. He's thinking, and he's thinking that, but Coach Williamson's thinking, you get a touch foul there, but the girl gets knocked to the floor on the other end, you don't call it.
Too little, too late, I guess.
Yeah. Clock still running, 2 minutes to go. Ratty to the line, shooting 2.
I see a lot of girls pulling those masks away from their face and trying to get some oxygen in. And here at the end of the game, I'm sure it's got to be tough.
First one off the back rim, no good. Minute 45 to go.
She's taking her time. You have 10 seconds on that line. There's going to be another.
I think we got a double violation.
Well, I think that they're saying that she faked, but I don't. I just think that's her normal rhythm, Kevin.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with that one.
Well, I think what they're calling is a double violation because you had a Whiteville step in, and then you had a 10-second call on the free throw.
Oh, really? Okay. That's one of the few 10-second calls I've ever seen. Cornegie down deep, puts up the 2, misses.
Under a minute to go here in Viking territory.
That ball didn't bounce out of bounds, Kevin?
Nope. Looked like my golf shot. Just kind of died there in the end.
Okay, thought it did. Whiteville rebound, 21. Ariana Johnson puts up the 3. Or they're gonna call it 3
for Johnson. 69-25 our score.
I never thought Whiteville would put 70 on the board tonight when they first started, but they have.
Long range 3 by McKenzie. No good, rebounded by the Wolfpack.
Whiteville's hungry for more. Number 5 to the basket. Misses.
Does not get the fall, but we do have a Wolfpack rebound.
Tiana Hall pulls it out and gives it up to 21. Johnson down deep to Cornegie. Everybody on the bench wanting her to score, but just won't fall for her, Kevin. She puts it up again. And they go crazy with Ariana Cornegie putting that ball up, scoring for the Wolfpack.
Our final score is 71-25 in favor of the Wolfpack.
She's excited too, Kevin. Gotta love that, man.
You gotta love the girls, who starting on the bench, rooting for them young ladies to, everybody get in the score column.
I agree.
I mean, that says a lot about your team that you're trying to root for all these girls. So, we are at the end of one ball game, looking for the start of our second. Brad, let's give another shout out to, this time, the faculty and staff of Whiteville High School, West Columbus High School, and CCCA.
2 good schools.
3.
Yeah, my fault. CCCA. Yeah, and that's you and that group over there. That's a really good group. You have some good guys and good kids that you work with over there, Kevin.
I absolutely like to thank, Connie Falk and the broadcasting program does a great job helping us to bring these games to you each and every week. And also, if you get a chance and you watch the Friday night highlights, on WECT and WWAY, the Columbus County Game of the Week is the highlights that they use for their news broadcast. So these kids are getting actual, practical application, with the broadcasting program.
Yep.
Sherman Axelberg, the CTE instructor over there, does a great job in the county events. Willie Lloyd does the drafting and medals. Fred Mason does masonry. If you've had a chance to see some of his creations, they're outstanding.
Fred Mason does masonry?
Fred Mason does masonry.
That. Mason does a masonry. I like that.
Then you go over to South Columbus High School. Long-standing, great tradition there. Home of Everline Davis, former regional teacher of the year. Great school over there. Great things going on in South Columbus as well.
I agree. I have to agree with you on that. Been a part of that staff for about 27 years there, Kevin. I I'll be getting my rocking chair here pretty soon. So.
And loving every minute of it.
Oh, yeah. It's been a great career. I haven't doubted, being in that career all my life. Been at South Columbus for, 26, 27 years. Great school to work at. Great community. All the communities are awesome in this county. Your West Columbus community, East Columbus community. Each one of these high schools are the biggest part of their community. And, you love to see that keep going on, as the years progress.
Roster. Need a West Columbus and a Whiteville roster.
We're trying to dig up some rosters here for the boys' game coming up.
Okay. I do believe we've got.
I know we got West Columbuses. I don't know about Whiteville's. There we go. We got both of them.
West Columbus and Whiteville.
There we go.
Both these teams, it wouldn't matter, Brett, if this was, a game of checkers. These two teams to get together, it doesn't matter whether you got COVID to worry, you got anything's going on. When Whiteville and West Columbus get together, they're fireworks.
Yeah, you're used to coming to this game, and you're used to it being, about 100 degrees in here, and everybody packed, and crowd going wild, and all that kind of stuff. And even though all those fans are not here, you still have some kind of mystique in the air, knowing this is the Wolfpack Viking matchup.
It's amazing wherever you go. Whiteville seems to be a rival with everybody. You get the football season, it's the Hatfields and the McCoys with South and Whiteville. You get the basketball, you got Whiteville and West Columbus. Can't say enough about that. Whiteville Wolfpack athletic program and community. They follow their kids just like our Columbus County schools do.
Yeah. I agree, and Whiteville traditionally has really strong basketball. Got a couple of state championships under their belt. Really good coaching staff over there at Whiteville. Loves their kids, loves to promote their kids, and I'm glad I'm able to be here tonight to see the Wolfpack step on the court.
And I'll tell you, I was talking to W.T. Edwards before the ball game, and he says, Kevin, don't get caught into Wendell Smith against Brandis Kelly. Two different positions, and these two athletes, will light it up, but they do it in different ways.
Well, when you said those two names, I actually looked on the court, and I looked at both of them, and I'm like, these are some big boys out here, and I'm expecting a huge battle here tonight between the big men of West Columbus and Whiteville.
I believe the old term is a slobber knocker.
Yep, that's always a good one. So, Brandis Kelly for the Vikings headed to Pembroke next year. I don't know Whiteville's got any commits or anything, but they traditionally have always had really good basketball players coming out of the Ville.
Just about 5.5 to go before the start of the ball game, Brett. And once again, you're looking at two teams who traditional powers had to replace a lot to graduation, and you're seeing the next generation start to come up. And if you're Whiteville and West Columbus, you got to start looking to who's going to supplement Brandis and who's going to supplement Wendell.
Yeah, and you're going to see some young kids step up because, most of the time the JV kids are pulled up to the varsity program, and these coaches are going to give these young kids a chance this year because, one, you've got to substitute more than before.
And I'll tell you, I think that's a great thing about high school sports is you lose a lot to graduation, but there's always those kids that come up and surprise you. Last week for West Columbus, it was Unique Kelly, and people were unaware of who that was, and he really stepped up last week against South.
Yeah, he did, and he played with no fear. Came out against a varsity team at South Columbus, and stepped in there from cupping off to the hardwood from probably Sarah Gorder. Is that where he went?
Yep.
Onto the hardwood of the high school floor, and didn't seem to miss a beat there, Kev.
And I'll tell you, it's nice seeing these young kids grow up. And some of them, like you said, are going to grow up really quickly. And you say sometimes these kids are losing a little bit because of the times that we're facing, and we're going to see it in a couple of years. But we're also going to see some of these young kids grow up a lot quicker because they're being forced into action a lot sooner.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% there, Kevin. You know, you got to fill some shoes. You got to come out and play. You know, the time to get better is over for tonight, and you got to come out and show some skills that you've been working on.
All righty, let's give another shout out. This time we're going to give a shout out to Williams Township and Edgewood Elementary, the feeder schools for both of these programs. No, actually, I take that back. Not Williams Township, but what is it now that we're West Columbus?
I know it is Sarah Gorda.
Well, Sarah Gorda, Chaburn, and Evergreen kind of combined now.
Right.
So we'll call it West Columbus Junior High.
Yep, I guess that's what. Where are they housed at, Kevin?
The middle school kids are housed here, and the elementary kids, I believe, are over at Evergreen.
Okay. All right. You know, we're doing some good changes here in the county, trying to consolidate some schools and give these students a better educational opportunity. I know a lot of people don't like the idea of consolidation, but it has shown where it does pay dividends when it comes to better education. You know, I graduated from Williams Township School, love Williams Township School, love the rivalries between Nakana and Tabor City. But, you know, the year after I went off to East Carolina, they decided to consolidate. And even though a lot of people didn't like it, it's turned out to be the best thing for that community, and I'm sure that will probably happen over here in this community.
Okay, 2:45 to go here before the start of the boys' ball game. And again, say what you want. It doesn't matter what the records are. It doesn't matter if we got masks on. You're going to have two great teams playing this ball game, and in about 2.5 minutes, they're going. You know, it's going to be lights out, pedal to the metal, full court basketball. Talking to W.T. Edwards, though, he says that's not. You know, our game plan tonight is to force Whiteville to play disciplined basketball. Make them run their half-court sets. Make them play discipline on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think the keys to the game is which guards play the best for what team. I think guard play is going to be very important in this game. You know, they got the two big men. They're going to battle back and forth. They may cancel each other out. So it's probably going to be the guards of both teams to see who steps in and plays the best.
Okay. You know, we'll give it about 1:45, and we will be back with high school basketball action in the game of the week on Columbus County Schools Pay-Per-View Network. Can you pull the mic a little closer to you? I'm having trouble hearing you. You go ahead and call this game. I'm going to go find some music I can relate to.
What?
You call the game. I'm going to go find some music I can relate to.
I don't hear music.
I want music with words. Okay, 1 minute to go before game time. And our next shout out is to the folks who work the scorer's table, helping keep the game in line so you can enjoy high school basketball action here at West Columbus High School. I'd like to give a shout out to Kathy Lewis, our high school curriculum coordinator, who's here watching West Columbus tonight.
Oh, she is? Oh, I haven't seen her. Okay, she just walks into the door. Good. Awesome. You know, it's loud in here, you know, even though there's no fans or whatever. You know, there's 25 fans. We got players that are loud. I mean, both of them are ready to go. I mean, a lot of times they feed off of the crowd. So they're actually going to have to feed off of each other tonight.
Okay. I think right now, you know, if I'm looking at this ball game, I think foul trouble is going to be huge.
Yep. I agree. No national anthem again tonight. Kevin, you want to do the honors? Or
I can hum a few bars.
Okay, all right. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light. Here we go.
Brett would sing more of that, but I don't think he remembers the words.
You ready for some big football games this weekend in NFL?
Absolutely. I'm also looking forward to, after basketball season, Brett, we have high school football here on the Columbus County Pay-Per-View Network.
It's so hard to believe in that we're going to be playing football in February. I mean, it's hard to believe. Hey, we'll be up in the booth this warm, so, hey, here we go.
Jaden Elmore looks to take the entry pass, and we'll get this game underway.
All right, here we go. Inbounds from Whiteville to number 10.
Elmore takes the inbound. Motion offense by the Wolfpack.
West Columbus seems to be in a man defense.
Brandis Kelly tips it out of the hands of the Wolfpack, and we'll go back the other way.
Yeah, Coach Singletary's not going to like that inbounds pass there. You got to bounce past that. And a call. Coach Singletary doesn't like that call to start this game off.
Trying to establish early how he wants it called.
Well, if I know Mr. Alan Stewart, that's probably not the best thing to do is to jump on him about his calls. He's a really good official, and he's going to call it the right way. Down to number 12 in the corner for West Columbus. Ethan Brown to Kelly to the inside.
Kelly's turnaround jumper is good. McFadden had good defense on him, was in his hip pocket, and he still got the ball off anyway.
Well, Kelly knows he's going to have to step up tonight against the big man of Whiteville.
Smith's pass stolen by Kelly. As advertised, these two are starting to light it up early. Good steal by Christian Rory. Jump shot by Wendell Smith, no good. Ball out of bounds, and it will stay Wolfpack basketball.
This game's going so fast they can't find the names and the numbers quick enough, Kevin.
Not to mention the fact that I'm not wearing my glasses. I believe Brett is.
Well, mine's written in cursive over here, so that's a little tough for me.
Smith with the basketball, gets it out to Christian Rory. Around the horn we go. Back to Rory. Whiteville using the motion offense, hadn't looked to get an entry pass. Wiggs steal off the trap by West Columbus, and West Columbus quickly back the other direction.
Ethan Brown with the steal kicks it over to number 3, Darius Marshall. 15 for West Columbus, puts it up. Unique Kelly misses the shot. That's going to go to the Wolfpack.
Off of Brandis Kelly, and it will go over to the Wolfpack. Back and forth we go, but we haven't put the ball in the basket very much.
Actually, Unique is starting tonight. How about that?
What a unique offense by W.T. Edwards. Rory throws the ball up, no good. Rebounded by Kelly. Back quickly up the floor.
West Columbus gets it quick. Number 3 converts. Darius Marshall.
Marshall converts. No foul called, and it's 4-0 quickly in favor of the Vikings. Not used to seeing Brandis Kelly that far out on the floor. Forces the turnover. Back around to 15.
Both teams going hard after each other. Brandis Kelly with a shot. Misses from the outside. Number 5, West Columbus. Puts it back up and in. Kewan Sumter.
Kewan Sumter's basket makes it 6-0. Hard off the glass. West Columbus out hustling the Wolfpack to this moment.
Yep. Whiteville not handling the pressure of West Columbus too well to start out with.
Smith drops the ball off, has it stolen, right back into a Wolfpack hands, and that's a 2-point bucket for number 13, Antonio McFadden. Back we go.
15 to the hole for the Vikings. That's going to be
number 12.
Number 12. That's going to be Ethan Brown.
Brown's bucket makes it 8-2. West Columbus off to a quick start.
That's going to be a reach there. Foul number 15, Unique Kelly. That's just a freshman mistake there, Kevin.
Got to play with your feet. I mean, I've heard you say it 100 times during basketball games. Play with your feet and not your hands.
Yeah, he was actually beat and reached as the Whiteville player went by. That's not a good foul there.
His first team first. Ball into Christian Rory. Back around we go over to Wendell Smith.
You getting ready to say Wendell Duncan?
Absolutely.
Oh, nice move by number 2.
Wendell Smith takes it to the hole, gets the harm. He will go to the line.
That was on number 3. I think 3 for the Vikings.
Yeah, that is correct. His first, team second. Smith going to the line, shooting 2.
Both teams coming out really strong on the pressuring the ball, Kevin, so it's probably going to be an up and down game.
Not used to seeing Whiteville getting out quick, Brett.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think West Columbus just put that press on them and it's sort of shot them how well they played it.
Smith's first is up and good.
Nice stroke by number 2.
A 3-hour score, 4:38 to go. Very quickly, time coming off this clock, but I don't think we've realized, but we haven't had a lot of stoppages.
No, it goes pretty quick. Seems like the clock goes as quick as the play on the court.
Smith on the second. Rams in and out, rebounded by Brandis Kelly, quickly forcing the ball up the floor.
Brown bringing the ball up the court, looks to pass.
Forces the pass, and it gets stolen by number 10, Christian Rory. Rejected by Brandis Kelly. Throws it quickly up the floor. And just that quickly, we're going back the other direction. Wendell Smith with the tip and the layup up and in.
Yeah, West Columbus getting a little sloppy there. I'm sure W.T. Edwards does not like that play.
8-5 our score. We got a travel call. And W.T. Edwards looks nonplussed at the other end.
Demarius Marshall just got out of control there. I'm sure Coach Edwards is going to tell his kids to slow down. Let's run our offense.
It's one of the things W.T. really pointed out to me. We don't want to get in a track meet with Whiteville. We know they're quick. We know they're fast. We need to make them play disciplined basketball. Long range 3, no good by Kyle Hall.
It's going to be a rebound by number 5, Keywan Sumter. And I think that's what W.T. Edwards is going to do with that timeout here. He's going to say, hey, slow down, guys.
I believe this is our COVID timeout.
Yep. Well, like I said last week, I like the way they can do that. They can let the coaches call timeout during that minute and let them use it as the COVID timeout.
This quarter's COVID timeout brought to you by the middle school and high school coaches of the Three Rivers Conference, bringing you quality sports across the spectrum for boys and girls. And Brett, I want to get your thoughts while we have a quick moment here on the proposed realignment. The second draft came out this week. What do you think?
Play the 5th. I'm not a big fan of traveling to Pender and Trask again. I coached when we were in that conference with them, and with the Robinson County schools, it's and the Bladen County schools, we have a little rivalry with them. Don't seem like there's that big rivalry with the Trask and the Pender schools. I'm not a big fan of it, but we'll see what happens. Okay.
1 against 3, and he tries to dribble through it and
There's
does.
got to be somebody open there, Kevin.
Got to get your head up. Wendell Smith on the other end with the layup. He's got a quick 4 points, and we have an 8-7 score in favor of the Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings seem to be just a little out of control here.
W.T. Edwards does not like what he sees, trapped with nowhere to go, and he calls a quick timeout.
Well, one thing that West Columbus is doing, they're catching the basketball and dribbling as soon as they catch it. And what happens, there's defenders there. When you dribble, as soon as you catch it, there's defender there to knock it away. You got to know court presence and understand where the defenders are and just get under control.
And maybe this is just on me, but I get really frustrated when I see kids dribbling 1-on-3 and trying to dribble through and all this between the legs and back and forth and around the horn and not having their head on a swivel looking for that open ball player.
Yeah, I tell you what, I used to, when I first started, the first of the year, I would take a girl and I would, put her 20 feet away, and I would have one girl with the ball dribbling up. Say, okay, you dribble up as fast as possible, see if you can beat this girl. And I had the other girl to pass it. So I was showing that passes are quicker than dribbling the ball up the court. If you can picture that at home.
Always teaching, always coaching, eh, Brett?
I hear you.
All right, West Columbus inbounds the basketball back up to the top of the key, and you need Kelly. Kelly passes it, almost takes the head off the Whiteville coach, and it will go back over to the Wolfpack.
Trying to go to Ethan Brown, but Ethan Brown was not in the position where Kelly thought he was going to be.
Again, that's a lot of communication, and these kids haven't played together very much. 2 quick substitutions for the Vikings.
21 comes in for West Columbus, Matt McPherson. Ethan Brown checks out.
Wendell Smith with the basketball. Little quick trap by the Vikings. Back around the horn to Rory. Over the corner to Hall. His three is up and good.
Quite possibly could have been a call to walk on that play. He jumped up and jumped back down on that. Wasn't called.
And Whiteville staff's kind of wondering what that call was, and I didn't see any contact, so I was curious.
Coach Singletary getting a warning there. Banter with the officials. I knew that was coming. Of course, no coach thinks that their guys foul. So,
yeah. I've actually kind of agree with them on this one.
Out of bounds. West Columbus takes it out.
10-8 our score.
McPherson passes over to number 3.
Rejected by number
Kelly.
13, Antonio McFadden.
McPherson to the hole. And they're going to call it 3 seconds on West Columbus. Just, West Columbus just seems out of sync the last 3 minutes of this quarter. Started out hot and just have chilled off really quick.
2:28 to go here in the first. Whiteville now leading 10-8. Looks like a 3-2 half-court trap.
He's out of bounds. It's going to go back to Whiteville.
Great hustle play, just could not complete it. Tried to get the ball back in before he saw he was laying on the end line. Ball inbounded to Rory. Over to Smith. Back and forth, go inside out. Rejected up top, but pushed underneath. Foul call against the Vikings.
Yeah, he got him down low. It was a nice block up top, but he did get him down low with the body.
A lot of times the fans see the block up top and they'll think it's clean, but you really got to watch the body underneath.
Brandon Kelly looks like he's put on a lot of weight since last year. I don't know if that's working out over the off season or what, but we'll see how that weight affects his play.
McFadden on the line shooting 2. His first rims in and out and back in for a point.
Yeah, just West Columbus has just been cold. I don't think they've scored in the last 3 minutes. So.
And our score now is 11-8. Off the back rim. Transco leans way back, couldn't get control of it. Around the horn we go.
Brandon Kelly comes down with it. Darius Marshall over to Unique Kelly.
Quickly back we go. Wendell Smith with the body. Hacked in the act. He will go to the line for 2. Could not get the shooter's roll.
It's like Ethan Brown's going to check back into the ball game for West Columbus. It just seems like West Columbus just started out hot and just it's like they gave out of gas, Kevin.
That's second foul for number 3 and the 4th team foul. First one up, no good. And free throws, keeping this from being a bit bigger lead for Whiteville. Same thing that happened to West Columbus last week. Smith second. Up and good. Our score 12-8 with 1:48 to go here in the first. Checking in is number 21, Cade Little.
Whiteville's jumping into his full court press, trying to cause some turnovers so they can get some easy baskets.
Brandon Kelly bringing the ball at the floor. Picks up his dribble. Unique Kelly tries to force before the 10-second call. And before the 10-second call, WT Little calls a full timeout, not liking what he sees. Again, Brett, it seems trite to say, but there's a way to beat that press, and trying to dribble through it just ain't it.
Yeah, Unique Kelly there, I'm sure in middle school he was the one that was supposed to get the ball up the court, and he probably just dribbled it straight up. When you get to this level, you can't do that. You're going to have to use passes to beat the press, and I'm sure that's what Coach Edwards right now is doing. He's in that huddle trying to get them going. Guys, we got 8 points. We had 8 points in the first 2 minutes of the game. What are we going to do? We need to get back into our game and, settle down a little bit.
At one point, it was 8-3. Whiteville on a 9-0 run. 1:38 to go here in the first quarter. Whiteville leading 12-8. And I think you're correct. Right now, maybe it's just me, but I don't know if in the last 2 or 3 minutes West Columbus has matched the energy level of the Wolfpack.
Yeah, they hadn't. The Wolfpack is taking over with the energy level. McPherson with the ball over to Unique Kelly. Brown on the corner. Brown dribbles through the pressure, back out to Unique Kelly. McPherson with the ball, looking through. Looking for Brandis Kelly underneath. Kelly kicks back over to Unique Kelly for 2.
Kelly to Kelly connection, and we have a 12-10 score.
And see, that's what WT Edwards wants. He wants them to slow down, run the offense.
Back we go. Brandis Kelly with a strong rebound. Tries to get it to Unique Kelly, stolen back by Kay Little.
Yeah, not a good pass by Brandis Kelly. There's a lackadaisical pass, outlet pass. He's got to do a better job than that.
Stolen back by the Vikings, and we got a foul called underneath.
Or was he out of bounds? Oh, they are going to call a foul. Well, maybe Coach Singletary expressing his displeasure of the officiating has rolled it back his way. I think the last 3-4 fouls have gone Wolfpack's way.
Kay Little for the tray. Little's tray makes it 15-10.
Brandis Kelly with the outlet pass to Brown. Brown for the 3. Nothing but air on that one. Oh, I think that hit Whiteville's head there. But they didn't call that.
It's kind of hard to see in amongst the trees. I thought it went off of Little's head. Unique Kelly's going, who, me?
Okay.
Actually, he does get the call.
Yeah, I thought that. Yep, that's a good call. That's a good call. That's a good call. It bounced off of Little's head.
And the official's going to talk about this, and Singletary's going, you're going to make that call from 90 feet away, or 72 feet away.
Yep, that's a good call there.
Alan Stewart Snow, I got this.
Yeah, Whiteville may not agree, but that did go off of Whiteville's head. McPherson taking the ball out. Kicks it to Unique Kelly. Just a horrible inbounds pass, Kevin. Horrible inbounds
Up
pass.
And no for the layup.
I think he lost the handle on that time.
Quickly back up the floor. Jump stop up. Does not fall. Whiteville with a rebound. 14 seconds to go. And it will go over to the Wolfpack. Brandis Kelly wanted that call. He's feeling himself right now. 12.9 to go here in the first. 15-10 our score in favor of the Wolfpack.
I think he thinks he knocked it out of bounds off of the Whiteville guy, but I think it's a good call.
Gotta love the intensity. Rory around the corner. McFadden throws up the jumper off the rim, no good. Our score at the end of 1. Whiteville 15. West Columbus 10. So, Brett, tell me right now what you're seeing.
I saw West Columbus coming out with a high-powered offense, doing what they needed to do for the first 2 minutes of the game. It seems like they ran out of gas. Whiteville took advantage of that, caused a lot of turnovers for West Columbus, and Whiteville, dominated, the last 6 minutes of that quarter. West Columbus did get a chance to get 2 there at the end, but, just to starting out quick, just giving out of gas, and Whiteville took advantage of it.
And it sounds trite to say, but, conditioning is a factor. These kids have to switch in and out, with this, with the mask rule and everything. And conditioning, even 2 weeks into the season, is a factor.
Yep. And you know what? When you get into the game and are coaching, you actually forget that your kids are wearing masks, and maybe you forget that, hey, I may need to call a timeout, to give them some breath. And it's something you're not really used to seeing. And, I'm sure different masks are better at playing basketball than others. You see West Columbus looks like sort of, I know Brandon Kelly's wearing a surgical mask, which may give him more, airflow, but, different masks yield different things.
I also talked to W.T. Edwards for the ballgame, and he's telling me we've got to force them to play discipline. We can't get in a track meet, and that's exactly what they did the last 4 minutes of the first quarter.
I agree, Kevin. It's taken out of Westland was taken out of the game there with that fast break offense.
Travel called, and young man disagrees, but it's going back the other way.
Did they call that on McPherson or Kelly? Brown or Kelly? On the wall.
That was travel.
Okay. That was also travel too, but not called.
Down to the corner we go. Back to Kay Little, around to Rory. Back over to Wendell Smith. His three is up. Around the horn, no good. Rebounded by number 40, Kayshawn McCullum, and he taps it back up and in. 17-10 to score.
That's just throwing it up by McPherson there. Really not a good pass there.
Long range three up, no good. McCullum with the rebound. Had to take it away from him. Going back the other way is West Columbus. And we have a
blocking foul.
Block call underneath from the backside official.
Probably could have went either way. I think that number 21 was a little bit too far under the basket for that. But give him credit, though. He tried to take it.
A lost start taking Chargers in high school basketball, Brett.
Is that Amanji Lowry?
Amaje Lowry on the line.
Amaje Lowry.
Had him at Sarah Gorda when I was principal there.
Okay. Awesome.
Lowry's first up and no good. Stat from last week, West Columbus 7 from 25 from the line. Their first opportunity from today.
Kevin, you did an awesome job as a principal. I wish you would get back into it, but I know you love teaching.
We direct your cards and letters to Deanne Meadows, care of Columbus County Schools. Quickly back the other way is Christian Roy with a layup for two.
This game is getting up and down real quick. Number 5 taking it to the hole for West Columbus. Gets the foul and going to go to the line for Keyone Something.
No hoop, but all the harm is Something to the line, shooting two. 19-10 our score, 6:48 to go here in the first half.
Kevin, remind me, how did those Cowboys do this year?
They did well enough to make it all the way to the end of the season and still have an opportunity for the playoffs.
I hadn't.
First one up and good.
My Patriots didn't have a good year either, so. But hey, I'm pulling for Brady.
His second off the rim, no good. Brandis Kelly with a quick tap back for two.
That's nice work underneath by Kelly, keeping it alive and putting it back up for two.
West Columbus crawling back into this thing, 19-13. Around we go.
Good ball
back over to Rory.
Wolfpack.
In and out we go. Back to Rory. His three is up. Off the back rim, no good to Brandis Kelly. Forces the ball up the floor quickly. At the three-point line is, I believe, Maje Lowry. Up no good. Rebounded by the Vikings.
Brown. Lowry for two. And
Lowry sneaks in the back door for the bucket. Quickly, West Columbus back in at 19-15 after being down 19-8. Got a timeout called by the Wolfpack.
Lowry, can we put Lowry on the All-Hair Club? Remember the All-Hair Club last year?
I believe that was East Columbus.
Yeah, but we can add him to it too.
Hair Club Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I like that.
Unfortunately, I have been permanently disqualified from that, as I have no hair.
Yeah, you do.
30-second timeout called by the Wolfpack. All of a sudden, back now in a ball game, 19-15. And I think one thing we got to look at right now, Brett, is 6 minutes to go here in the first half, and both teams are starting to rack up the fouls.
Yeah, and West Columbus there has settled down a little bit. They've gotten back into their game, and you've noticed that they've creeped back into the game. Fouls 5-4, pretty much even. And the fouls and going to the line is going to be very critical in these next 6 minutes here.
And I can tell you, as a fan, in the last couple of years, a 19-15 score almost three-quarters of the way through the first half I mean, you're seeing a lot more points on the board. I think offense is down all over the conference with these new restrictions. Inbound to Wendell Smith. Back around to Rory. Rory drives the lane.
Nice bank.
Teardrop.
He had to go high because Kelly was all in his face. Brown bringing the ball up the court for the Vikings.
3-on-1 trap in the corner.
That's got to be a reach.
But actually, no, not a reach. A timeout by W.T. Edwards, calling a 30. And I think W.T. Edwards wants to know where the help was coming from.
Yeah, that's a triple team there. Somebody's got to be open. Give it to on the Wolfpack. I'm doing what they needed to do there. And, West Columbus has exhausted a lot of their timeouts here, Kevin.
Again, a 6-point ball game here with 5.5 to go in the first half. And a lot of basketball to be played. And you know this is going to be nip and tuck and come down to the end. And you don't want to leave them in your pocket, but, you also want to be very careful and not, not have them when you need them.
Yeah, you got to call them specific times. You don't want to give up possessions here. And, good timeout, just don't like getting triple teamed. Give it to the Wolfpack, though. Great defense. The person on out of bounds line underneath. Kicks it over to Unique Kelly. He attacks and throws it away.
I like Unique Kelly as a basketball player, but I think Unique's getting an education these last couple of weeks and the difference between middle school basketball and high school basketball.
I agree. He's playing against Whiteville, a different club than what the Stallions were in here last week.
Yeah. Wendell Smith with a quick in and out, drops it off underneath. Does not get the shooter's roll.
Nice rebound by number 5, Kewan Sumter.
Sumter, a very underrated ball player for the Vikings, just always seems to be picking up, the garbage around and loose, balls and putting them back in. Good hustle player for the Vikings.
Lowry over to Kelly. Kelly dishes it down to Kelly. Kelly for 2. Somehow he got wide open, Kevin.
Coach Singletary's wondering how did we let Brandis, how did we let Kewan Sumter all alone underneath?
I agree. Nice bounce pass through.
Smith with a slick pass underneath. We get the hoop and the harm.
He knew that Brandis Kelly was going to come over and attack, and he just dished it down below him.
Good heads-up basketball by Wendell Smith. To the line goes Antonio McFadden. He got the hoop. Now he's going to try to complete the three-point play. Correction, I don't think they gave him the hoop. I think it's a two free throws.
Oh, really? Okay, wow. Advantage to West Columbus there on that.
21-17 our score. McFadden looking to shoot the back half of this. McFadden's second is good. Our score, 22-17, 4:46 to go here in the first half.
Whiteville applying that pressure again.
Kelly picks up his dribble. Back to Kelly. Tries to drop it off to Lamajay Lowry. Lowry in the trees, tries to dribble through it. Back and around to Kewan Sumter.
Wow.
From behind and over the back. He just legitimately that much taller, and he gets the hoop. 3-point ball game, 22-19 our score. Downtown three-point goal, no good.
West Columbus with a chance to take the lead here. Tie it up with a 3 here.
Brandis Kelly with the basketball all the way around.
I don't know about that pass, though.
Just a bit too tall.
That's not what you wanted there if you're West Columbus. You wanted to get a shot off there, but you didn't.
I think if you get the break, you want to take the break, but don't force it if it ain't there.
West Columbus trying to pick up a little full court pressure here. Quickly
Kyle
broken by the Wolfpack. Nice shot.
Jump shot up and good from Kyle Hall. 24-19 our score. Going back the other way.
That's a foul, Kevin. I don't understand why that's not called.
W.T. Edwards is getting his money worth from the official on the other end.
I can't disagree with him there. That's a foul all day long and Sundays.
Well, now both coaches are having their way. And if you want to look at it, the coaches are about 2 foot out on the floor, both of them, and neither one of them like to call. 3-point goal, no good. Rebounded by Majay Lowry.
Just a little bit out of control there.
Tries to force it up, no good.
That's not what you want from him.
Wendell Smith around the horn, no good.
Then they call that. Okay.
I don't believe W.T. Edwards agrees.
I didn't see it. That's all I'll say, Kevin. I didn't see it. Okay, that's what I'll say. It's like you said. Sometimes you get knocked down to the ground, don't get a call, and then you breathe on somebody. And they foul on number 23, breathing heavy on the other player. Yeah. That may have been what it was. I don't know. Is that new COVID rule?
Smith that could be.
Breathing heavy. There you go. All right, 11 checks in for West Columbus. Jordan Mathis. Brandon Kelly's going to get a break.
Another substitution for the Vikings.
Yeah, that's number 3, Darius Marshall coming in for Lowry.
Smith looking to hit both ends of this. West Columbus had it down to 3. Now it's back up to 6. Hits both ends. I don't believe we've had our timeout either.
You're right, Kevin. Or unless they called Coach Edwards' when he called that a while ago as the COVID timeout, possibly. But I don't know if that was with.
Forced in, Kewan Sumter with a jumper, no good. Rebounded by the Wolfpack. Struggling to get it back up court. Wendell Smith says, I'll come get it. We'll bring it back up the other way. Long range jumper up, no good. Rebounded by
40 got away with a push in the back there. There you go. He got called that time. He did it the one time before, Kevin, and didn't get called, but he got called for it that time.
Number 40, Kayshawn McCollum gets called for the push in the back. His first, team 5th.
Here we go. West Columbus bringing the COVID. That's right. So is that going to be the COVID timeout? I don't. They never granted.
I think that's what they're discussing now.
Yeah, because they never had it. They're
charging it, I believe, to W.T. Edwards.
Yeah. You never had the COVID timeout.
And I think that's what the West Columbus scorer is asking about now.
They're saying my timeout, so they're going to change it back to the COVID timeout. Hey, we're all learning here. I think he's going to tell Mr. Edwards that we didn't charge you with that timeout, that we dropped the ball literally and didn't. We dropped the ball literally and didn't give you the COVID timeout, but anyway.
It's a quick education we're getting in the new COVID restrictions, I'll tell you.
Unique Kelly bringing the ball up over to number 5, Sumter.
The large man to be out on the wing, isn't it?
Sumter's had his mask down for a while. They may actually say something about that.
Back we go. Tip just out of reach. Whiteville with the rebound.
Coach Edwards probably going to have to get Brandon Kelly back in here to play these last 2 minutes. If you're Whiteville, you want Kelly to sit on the bench as long as possible.
Under 2 minutes to go. Tries to force that inbound on the post up. Still waiting for a call. Finally, we get it tied up.
I'm thinking he didn't want to call that one, Kevin. I think Coach Edwards was like,
I don't think
call
Coach
that
Edwards
time.
wanted to call it, but I don't think Whiteville actually went down and grabbed it and held it.
You know what it could have been, Kevin? It could have been a 5-second call on the kid laying on the ground because he did lay there with the ball.
And he was closely guarded.
That's exactly right, yeah. So,
a lot of unique things we're seeing this year, Brett.
I agree, yeah. Maybe they thought they couldn't get close to him or something.
They were social distancing.
There you go, social distancing. It's a different life, guys.
Yeah. 26-19 our score, 1:47 to go here in the first half.
Did you ever think
Whiteville
you'd
in the
say the
lead.
word social distancing? I never even thought about that before. The new word for 2020.
Yep. 2021, I think the new word is going to be vaccination.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I signed up for mine this week. I
did
don't know when
too.
I get it. I'm going to take it. I believe in it. Ball inbounded by West Columbus. Over to number 3. He's trying to. Whiteville bailed him out there. They were getting ready to get a 10-second call. Darius Marshall couldn't get the ball up the court. Now they get a fresh 10.
And we are 1-1 going the other direction. We are now going to be 1-1 going both ways on the next foul for Whiteville as well.
All right, here's what we talked about, Kevin. Who's going to hit their free throws here?
Whiteville has made the majority of theirs at this point.
It's always been a negative of West Columbus, or was last week with the free throw shoot.
Whiteville's got 6 fouls, but it looks like West Columbus is shooting. So I think we're going to need to be out of bounds. Getting a little interesting around here.
Ethan Brown taking the ball out of bounds. Looks like he's going to give it over to Unique Kelly to set up the offense.
A unique offense, to be sure.
They call number 4. Over to number 3, Darius Marshall. Unique Kelly back to Marshall. Back to Kelly. Kelly for 3. And he
Downtown 3-point goal for Unique Kelly. Brings it back to 26-22. Rory with the basketball over to Shaquem Shipman. Shipman off balance runner, no good. Gets his own rebound, taps it back. Back up to Marshall.
Marshall over to Brown. Brown to Kelly. Kelly's going to pull it again. And this time, nothing but air.
Back quickly up is Shaquem Shipman.
Ooh.
Block called underneath, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Good call. That may could have went the other way. He did throw his elbow out there, but, good call. That's going to be 2 shots for Wolfpack.
28-22 our score. 46.3 to go here in the first half. First team foul and first foul for number 12. 8th team foul for the Vikings. First one up, no good. Those little things keeping this a close score.
Whiteville's coach really wants them to make this so they can set up in some kind of some press. You always want your players to make it so you can set up in your press and your defense.
Second one up, no good. Off of Viking, it looks like it will stay with the Wolfpack.
Yep. Good call.
Substitutions in for the Wolfpack with 45.2 to go and on the inbound.
Where are we at next week, Kevin?
We are on the campus of South Columbus High School. McCollum underneath had to take him from him. Looks like he's rolling on the end line.
West Columbus going to take over with 42 seconds left. Whiteville's going to put some pressure on them. All the way down, number 11 to 5, and for the score.
Sumter with the bucket. Makes it 28-24.
Caught the Wolfpack napping there.
McFadden around the horn. Gets the block up top with the body underneath.
Looks like they're getting ready for football out there, guys.
Hard to say, but yes, it's almost February and time for football here in the Three Rivers Conference.
Sumter comes up limping a little bit. Looks like number 25 for West Columbus is going to check in, which is Justin Connor.
On the line, shooting 2 is number 13, Antonia McFadden. McFadden's first up and no good. Our score 28-24, 30.5 to go here in the first half.
Whiteville struggled from the line here in the last 2 minutes of this half, and it showed with the scoreboard with West Columbus creeping back in it.
And I think everybody in the gym knows what Whiteville's calling right now.
Blue or something. I'm sure it's a press if he makes it.
Made free throw makes our score 29-24.
That's that 2-2-1 press. Wanting to trap out of it.
Unique Kelly gets the ball across half court. Underneath and around we go. And that's number 11 for the Vikings going to the line, shooting 2.
West Columbus did a great job of breaking the press there. Left them with a wide open shot and got fouled, just couldn't convert it.
Shooting for the Vikings is number 11.
That's going to be Jordan Mathis.
Mathis makes the first. Our score 29-25.
You remember Curtis Mathis? I had TV called Curtis Mathis one time. When he came to Justin. He might be a...
Was that black and white or did he have cable or rabbit ears?
Back in the day, I barely remember black and white. I remember we did have the antenna that you had to turn toward Wilmington or Florence.
Second up, no good. We've got a quick injury timeout called by the official.
It's like number 13 for
McFadden.
Wolfpack. Was down, gimped up a little bit.
Getting up a little gimpy. Looked like he turned his ankle a little bit.
Yeah, or possibly could be a little cramp down there.
19.5 to go, 29-25 in favor of the Wolfpack. McFadden having a good first half. Just coming up a bit gimpy. Hopefully they'll be able to get some ice on that at halftime and, be able to get back in the ball game.
He's walking it out. Seems like he's going to be okay. If your mom and daddy back home, don't worry. Seems to be okay.
$13 seconds to go here in the first half. Whiteville looking to take the last shot. Back over to Wendell Smith. Back to the corner. Blocked out of the gym by Mathis.
Still 4 seconds left to go on the clock here for the Wolfpack.
Have to change the ball as it went out into the bleachers. Went out into the crowd, so they had to take the ball out and sanitize it before they could put it back in service.
Look for this, Kevin. Number 21 is taking the ball out. Look for the ball to go back to 21 for the shot here at the end of the second half and the end of the first half. That's what I'm thinking.
4 seconds to go. West Columbus down by 4.
Back to 21 for he wanted it.
Quickly stolen, not enough time to get his shot off for West Columbus. And
that's what you wanted there, Cass. What he was doing, putting number 21 in, shooter. We use this a lot. A lot of times the person taking the ball out, they're a little lax on defense in that person, but West Columbus did a good job there.
Coach Singletary not happy, slamming the sleet there on the bench. Knew he had the shot he wanted, just could not get it to fall.
You think that he was upset, or he saw maybe like a bug?
Just frustrated.
Okay, I thought maybe there was a bug.
It might have been a fly, but they've been known to have them around here.
Well, Kevin, I'm going to take a break real quick. I'm going to go see the little boys' room, okay? And
see if you can find some food.
All right.
Here we are at halftime of the boys' game. West Columbus down by 4. And we'll give another quick shout-out, this time to the secretaries, power school coordinators, and actually the administrative staff of all Columbus County schools. The administrative teams at all your Columbus County schools helping to make sure your school runs smoothly and effectively and make sure your child gets the great education that he or she deserves. We're going to take a brief time out and enjoy some of the sounds of the game while we get ready for second half action here on the Columbus County Schools Pay-Per-View Network.
Canal hat. Oh, you know you can't bring guns on a school campus. It probably could have been worse, Kevin. His three still aren't back.
Really?
Yeah, they had to go through Friday. Today's their last day. He thought he could get them tonight. I told him not. Now I feel refreshed, Kevin Toman. Kevin Toman's over there on his phone trying to get some scores around the county and find out what's going on, because there is other basketball going on here in the county. I know South Columbus is actually hosting St. Paul's tonight. I think that's actually the only game going on in the county. We'll try to give you some updates of some scores that's going on over there. And there's a minute, 20 seconds left to go in the half here with Whiteville Wolfpack up 29-25. Kevin, I think that West Columbus did a good job of gaining their composure and actually, settling down a little bit. And it's been, about a 4-point game for about the past 3 minutes. So I'm excited for a good second half.
Absolutely. West Columbus crawling back into it, starting to figure out that that pressure game of Whiteville. And I was trying to get a couple of scores. And unfortunately, budget cuts with Kelly Jones. He has stolen our teleprompter and put it up in the crow's nest. And I do believe he's trying to ban me from climbing up in there after having neck surgery this summer.
Well, I don't really want to go up there. I've been up there a couple of times, and it seems to get hot up there. When I was in high school, Kevin, I played in the same gym, and they used to have a giant American flag here in the middle, and they would actually roll it down with a pulley as the anthem was sung. And after the end of the anthem, they would roll that big one back up. And then there was actually an auditorium here on the end here when I was in high school, and that has been blocked in and everything over the last couple of years. So a lot of history in this building here.
I believe that was the graduating class of 65, 66, Brett?
That this school started 60.
No, I was referring to you.
No, heck no. That would be 1989. I was an end of the 80s kid.
So you only, briefly older than I am. West Columbus just now coming out on the floor. We're ready to start the second half.
So you were in 1990, 91?
90.
90, okay, all right.
Having just had my birthday just a few weeks ago, today being the 15th, I believe. My birthday was on the 4th, so just 11 days ago.
49.
49.
How about that? I ain't going to tell you how old I am. 39. How can I graduate earlier than you and I'm younger than you? That's crazy.
Obviously, you're gifted.
Here we go.
Smith with the basketball. Gets it around to Rory. Back around to Smith. Rory in the corner thinks about it, pulls it back. Smith drives the lane, throws a wild shot up, no good, rebounded by Kwan Sumter.
West Columbus pushing it up the court. Number 12, Brown, kicks it out, stolen away by Whiteville.
Wendell Smith with the layup, and quickly we've got a 31-25 score. Unique Kelly gets the ball across half court, held by, I believe, Kayshawn McCollum.
Well, what's happening right here is exactly what you don't want to happen if you're W.T. Edwards. You came out, 2 possessions and really close to 2 turnovers. Unique Kelly sort of got bailed out there.
Sometimes better be lucky than good, I guess.
Marshall over to Kelly. Kelly down to Kelly.
Slapped out by Shaheem Shipman. It will stay with the Vikings.
Your key here for West Columbus is to get Brandis Kelly into the basketball game and being an impact player. Whiteville has done a good job of sort of silencing him during this game.
Ball has to come in and out due to COVID regulations. And remind us who our ball washer is tonight.
I better not say it. He might want not anybody know that he's here tonight.
Our undercover washer tonight. Quickly into Unique Kelly. Around the horn we go. Down to Marshall underneath. And that's pushed out by McFadden. Nice to see him back in the ball game.
West Columbus taking the ball out underneath. Brown gets it in. Throws over, lost, but picked up by number 3, Darius Marshall.
Somehow threads the needle to Marshall. 31-27 our score.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Travel the call. Thought he might get away with it. Late call, but it is called.
Well, he drove into the lane and saw that big Brandis Kelly and put those brakes on, but those anti-lock brakes sort of gave up on him.
Tell you the truth, I would too. Brandis Kelly driving the lane, tries to get it to Sumter, off his hands and out of bounds.
Nice pass by Kelly, but Sumter just wasn't ready for it. West Columbus going to pick up full court, try to cause some kind of turnover.
Kyle Hall trying to bring it up. Back over to Hall. Thinks about it, pulls it back, gets it back to Wendell Smith.
Just being informed that the great Bryant Edwards is joining us from his house in Clarendon, North Carolina. Team he was supposed to play as COVID restrictions. He's the head coach of the Lumberton Pirates. I want to congratulate him and the Lumberton Pirates on their state championship last year.
Maybe they'll sponsor a COVID timeout.
They might. We might.
Quigley back at the floor. Brandis Kelly with the basketball. Stripped out of his hands by Antonio McFadden. Great hustle play by McFadden.
It was a really good play there.
Kelly was looking for the dunk, looked down and realized he didn't have the ball anymore.
Well, Kevin, we did have a fan run on the court there when that happened. First time I've seen that tonight. Little kid over there ran on. It's good to see that kind of stuff. I like that.
He's excited, God bless him.
West Columbus taking the ball out underneath. Number 12, Ethan Brown, looking to run the out-of-bounds play.
Dejon Thompson checks in for Kayshawn McCollum.
Brandis Kelly came up a little gimpy, but it seems that he's okay.
Out to Marshall, around the corner.
White, we're doing a good job defensively.
Marshall's basket no good. Looking around, Kaywan Sumter does not want to spot up and get in the low post. Quick 2-point goal by number 23, Dejon Thompson. I think if you can get Sumter to post up, I think they're going to be a lot better off in that offense.
Looks like going to be that ball went into the stands, so I'm assuming they're going to clean it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's just going to be a cleaning job there.
The new normal, Brett.
Yep, got to clean it.
It's like cleaning bowling balls, I guess.
Got to keep your balls clean, man.
Certain things are important. Remember, cards and letters can be sent to Columbus County Schools, care of Brett Burrows.
Okay. Bowling balls, basketball. I'm sure they'll clean, the softballs and everything this year.
Had to call that when Christian Rory got a hold of his arm and just wouldn't let go.
Number 3 got tied up there, Darius Marshall, but actually got bailed out with a call there. Coach Singletary, I'm sure, is not happy with that one.
Rory got a hold of that arm and just the official saw it. West Columbus on the offense, down by 4.
Marshall over to Kelly. Marshall back with the ball. Drives the lane. Teardrop up. No good.
Whiteville looking to push with numbers. Head fake, does not take the shot. Around the corner we go.
Nice ball movement.
McFadden's turnaround jumper partially blocked. Gets his own rebound. And we're back underneath with Whiteville making the steal.
Brown with the steal.
Both coaches imploring their teams to get it under control at this point. Downtown, 3-point goal.
That's going to be little Kelly out there with the 3.
Unique Kelly from probably Evergreen.
It's a big shot. Let's see if Whiteville can answer with it.
33-30 our score, 4:25 to go here in the third. Rory with his jumper up, no good. Rebounded by Brandis Kelly. Walks right into the defender, steals the ball away from him. Throws up a tier of his own, no good.
Putting the ball on the court before you see the court.
Finally got caught. Sumter ain't buying it, but we are going to the line to shoot two in the person of number 23, Dejon Thompson.
Yeah, West Columbus had a big opportunity to tie that ball game up there, but another turnover hampers the Vikings.
33-30 our score. That's the second foul on number 12. Team first, I believe, in the second half. Thompson to the line shooting two. Up and good. 34-30.
West Columbus just can't break that three-point barrier there.
And like we said in the pregame, Brett, these two teams in and out, rebounded by the Vikings.
I have no idea what's going on there. No way he didn't pass him.
But he gets the bucket, and we got a 6-point ball game.
I'm sure Coach Edwards has got to be irate with that.
Yeah. What a great sports goal. I don't know what's going on.
And another turnover by the Vikings.
Over to Rory. Rory jump stops, tries to do a turnaround jumper, gets it to fall, and all of a sudden we're up by 8, and W.T. Edwards needs a quick timeout.
Yeah, that's a definite needed called timeout there. His team's out of focus, out of sync, turnover. Just got to get him back focused.
It's a momentum breaker for W.T. Edwards, that all of a sudden finding himself back down by 8 after having it down to 3 just a minute or two ago.
Yeah, and actually you had the ball to cut it and actually tie the game, and turnover after turnover after turnover. And
is this our regular timeout or our COVID timeout?
Well, I'm sure they probably changed it to the COVID since it was called under the 4-minute mark. So I think West Columbus still has 2 timeouts left. I'm not exactly sure.
And I'll tell you, West Columbus keeps bringing it back. But as advertised and as said in the pregame, these two teams aren't going to run away from each other, Brett. This is going to be a close ball game all the way through.
Whiteville's bench trying to get them going to try to pick up that defense, try and make more turnovers. Key point in the game here for the Vikings.
Rory closely guarding. Down to the floor, tied up, and we got a jump ball call going.
Kevin, you cannot dribble through that. We've said that over and over again. And number 4, Lowry. Oh, getting a little chippy out here. That's going to be a technical foul on number 13, Whiteville.
And both men were pulled apart, but I think the fact that the mouth kept going.
Yeah, I agree. 13 kept on going, and you got to give a technical foul there. You can't allow that to happen.
Both men pulled apart. I don't think they'd have called a technical at that point, but I think once the mouth kept going is when that happened.
I agree, Kevin.
And I know both these men. I know Coach Singletary and I know W.T. Edwards, and both of them are going to get a hold of their young men because, neither one of them like that kind of basketball.
Well, West Columbus has got to settle down and break the press with a pass. They're trying to dribble through it. We're having turnover after turnover, and it's just not boding well for the Vikings. But, anytime you get a technical foul, momentum's can swift. So we'll see what happens.
And again, it goes back to what we talked about. West Columbus, first one up and good, makes it 38-31. West Columbus can't afford to run and gun and try to match basket for basket, run for run with Whiteville. They just can't do it. Second is up and good, 38-32. West Columbus will keep possession, heading toward the other basket.
I think, that's a double-edged sword there for Whiteville. They had the possession and they lost it because of the technical foul. Let's see if West Columbus can answer here.
Both teams need to regain a little bit of composure at this point.
Ball into the corner, not where you want it. Brown dribbles out of it.
Trying to force that thing underneath.
Another turnover by the Vikings. Kevin, you got to be able to get a shot off.
Wendell Smith gets the ball, looking to calm down the Wolfpack. Round to Rory, back down underneath. Partially blocked by Brandis Kelly. We'll go back the other direction. Unique Kelly looking to go coast to coast. Drops it off to Kelly. His layup is up and good. Hooping the harm, and Brandis Kelly looked for a three-point play.
Nice dish by Unique Kelly over to their big man. Big man puts it up. Is going to go to the line to try to make it a three-point play.
Our score now is 38-34. Brandis Kelly on the line looking to make this a three-point ball game. And that is the third foul on number 40, Kayshawn McCullum, and the 14th foul on the Wolfpack. Kelly's free throw is good, and it's now 38-35.
Back to that three-point game, Kevin. Let's see if Whiteville can answer, or West Columbus is going to try to tie the ball game up.
Smith thinks about it, gets it back around the corner. Deshaun Thompson's shot, partially blocked. Brandis Kelly runs the lane, somehow keeps control of the basketball, gets the goal, and we got a one-point ball game with 2:37 to go here in the third.
Let's go back to that technical foul, Kevin. They can be game breakers.
Well stated by Brett Burrs. Wendell Smith comes around and says, I'm having enough of this. I'm about to take this ball game over. 40-37, 2:16 to go here in the third.
Back to that
Brandis Kelly quickly underneath. Turnaround jumper up and good. Mathis turnaround jumper. We're back to a one-point ball game.
Now we got a ball game, guys, right here, going back and forth. Here we go.
Back and forth we go. Somehow drops the ball off.
Ooh, that could have been goaltending there.
Basket interference. And we're going back the other direction. Yeah. Singletary wanting basket interference. And the official saying no, he went straight up. Coach Singletary better go back to pass half court because that official was looking for that technical.
Yeah, I have to agree with Coach Singletary there. I thought that might have been basket interference. But that's not my job. My job's over here to call this basketball game. Here we go. West Columbus brings it up the court. Over to Brown. Back over to Kelly. Kelly losing the handle.
Back and forth we go.
Can I say turnover again, Kevin?
You can say turnover again. And that is Christian Rory with a quick bucket, and we're back to a 39-42 ball game.
Can I say another turnover, Kevin?
Say another turnover and a tackle.
You can't have 10 turnovers in 1 minute and expect to win basketball games. I mean,
especially when you finally get it down to a one-point ball game. Because now this is quickly going to be back up to maybe we're at 3, going back to maybe 5. And what it is these playground passes, for lack of a better term, Brett. You're trying to drop it off instead of correctly making sure you get that ball where it needs to go.
Unique Kelly checks out.
And I'm sure W.T. Edwards is going to talk to him, and he's going to say, listen, young man, there's a difference between playing the middle schools of the world, and at this level, you have to make sharp, crisp passes because everybody is at your ability level.
You can't dribble through these defenders here. It's just impossible. It leads to a lot more turnovers.
Yeah. It calls under the category of things you can get away with in middle school but not high school.
That's right.
Wendell Smith with the basketball. Just over a minute to go here in the third quarter. From downtown, in and out we go. Quick rebound up, no good by Thompson. Rebounded to the hands of the Vikings. Somehow gets the ball up the floor. And we've got no basket. We've got a goal. It looks like we got a goaltend. Offensive goaltending. We'll go back the other direction.
Yeah, if you're a Viking fan, you got to be so frustrated right now.
And I think if you're Coach Singletary, you're like, okay, at least we got it both ways.
Yeah.
50 seconds to go here in the third. West Columbus down by 3. Somehow tries to get that thing underneath, doesn't go. Rebounded by Brandis Kelly. Kelly gets the ball over to Marshall and back around to Amaje Lowry.
Coach Singletary is still giving it his player about getting that technical foul. That just burning Coach Singletary up, and he's still teaching him a lesson on the sidelines.
I think you're coaching all the time, Brett.
West Columbus taking the ball out, Brown taking it out. See if we got out-of-bounds play that West Columbus can cash in here. But, you know, with all these turnovers, you're only down by 3. So
over to Lowry, about 25 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Back around we go. He thinks about it, pulls it back, stolen quickly. Back around the other direction. Lowry fouls him. Does not get the hoop, but does get the harm. And he'll go to the line for 2 with 14.4 to go here in the third.
I'm not going to say it, Kevin. That's just added another turnover into the column there. Just, you know, you've got to be able to get shots off, Kevin. And West Columbus just has not been able to get a shot off.
And I think, you know, very adeptly we're looking at this. You're looking at Unique Kelly, a freshman. You're looking at Amaje Lowry, a junior. And these young men are trying to play too fast for conditions.
Yep, I agree, Kevin. And that's something that's probably going to be addressed in the change of the quarter.
Wendell Smith hits the first, 43-39. Got to credit Whiteville. They have been hitting their free throws tonight.
You know, I've just seen Whiteville playing more under control than the Vikings.
Converts them both. Our score, 44-39. Lowry gets the ball in. Quick pass up. Tries to force that pass. It's that long three-quarter court pass that Whiteville's expecting, and it gets tipped out. Again, almost losing the ball is the West Columbus Vikings.
9 seconds left on the clock, Kevin. Let's see what West Columbus got dialed up here. Brown taking the ball out. Over to Lowry. Lowry
tries to dump it off to Brandon Kelly, gets it stolen. Whiteville quickly back up the floor. Got a hold, and I'm not sure if he's going to call it on the floor, but 1.2.
Another turnover there, Kevin.
Shooting 2, and West Columbus had this down to a 1-point ball game not more than a minute and a half ago, and Whiteville's now up by 5, looking to go up by 7.
West Columbus has had 7 possessions and 7 turnovers, Kevin, in the last 2 minutes.
And those kind of things will age you quickly if you're a high school basketball coach.
Well, they're actually aging me, and I'm commentating the game. And Whiteville's taking advantage of it, Kevin.
Yes. 6-point ball game, 45-39, 1.2 to go here in the third.
Coach Singletary trying to direct his traffic to make sure that West Columbus doesn't get an easy basket with 1.2 seconds left.
Converts them both, and we've got a 7-point ball game here at the end of the third. One quarter to go, 3 in the books, and for all the world, West Columbus keeps bringing themselves back in this ball game, and when they get it down to 3 or 1, they start getting out of control again, Brett.
I agree with it. And you got to listen. I know it's turnovers, but you got to credit Whiteville for causing those turnovers. I mean, Whiteville has turned up the defense. They turned it up to 10, as you call it. And, you know, Whiteville's done an awesome job. Just right now, Coach Edwards is telling his kids, hey, you got to settle down. We got to get back into our rhythm. We got to get shots going. We just got to change what we've been doing over the last 3 minutes.
Amazing to say this, with that Whiteville pressure, I'm looking at the battle of fouls right now, and we're only 4-4.
Yep.
With half of the second half done, relatively clean up until that technical foul call, and that had nothing to do with actual game action. It's just the young men started talking a little bit.
Yep. And after that technical foul, West Columbus cut it to 1, but Whiteville settled back down and extended that lead.
Credit both teams for regaining their composure. West Columbus just a little loose with the basketball. Otherwise, this would be a tie ball game.
You can say that a little longer,
yeah.
Kevin. Whiteville's going to get the ball here, start of the fourth quarter.
3 quarters in the books here at West Columbus. Next week, we will be on the campus of South Columbus for Red Springs at South Columbus. Round to Wendell Smith. Thinks about it. Brings it back up top. McFadden wants that ball underneath. I mean, he's staring it down.
Seems like Whiteville's going to slow the pace down a little bit here. West Columbus comes out.
Oh, now cross-quarter pass is open, too. Right now, Whiteville playing a two-man game, forcing West Columbus to bring that defense out. Dejon Thompson underneath to McFadden. McFadden forced the pass underneath, off his defender, back to McFadden.
Got to get that ball out of the corner.
Wendell Smith, off-balance jumper up and falls in.
Good offensive set by the Wolfpack there.
48-39 our score. Brandis Kelly driving the lane, drops it off to Kewan Sumter.
Well, I thought West Columbus was going to get a shot off there, but it just didn't happen.
One too many passes, and we're going back the other direction. And all of a sudden, we're back up to 9.
Whiteville's just going to rock you to sleep with that offense. They're going to get an open shot.
Back and forth we go around the horn. Whiteville very content to take time off the clock at this point.
Is that
bailed out by the defense, and we will be underneath with Whiteville possession.
They about put me to sleep over here, Kevin, with that soft passes around the horn.
Little North Carolina four corners for those of you basketball traditionalists. Foul called on number 21. Jumper up, no good. Brandis Kelly running the floor. Gets it to Majay Lowry, pulls it back up. Majay Lowry, no good.
Well, at least they got a shot off, Kev.
This is true.
Build on the little things. Whiteville going to go back to that offense where they're going to try to get the wide open underneath play.
Rory takes the lane up, no good. Rebounded by Brandis Kelly up amongst the trees. Tries to throw the touchdown pass. A lot of contact, no call, and we're staying this direction.
Yeah, could have very easily been another turnover. That's probably not a pass you want if you're W.T. Edwards.
Sub coming in for the Vikings as Marshall returns, takes out Majay Lowry.
You know, the thing about it, if you W.T. Edwards, you've had to use a lot of timeouts early, and you can't really afford to take them right here.
Absolutely. And your men are getting winded with all this back and forth basketball, and there's not much you can do about it. Marshall with the basketball. Long range up, no good. Rebounded by the Whiteville Wolfpack. Walking the ball up the floor is Christian Rory. Rory over to Wendell Smith. Almost down to 5 minutes here to go in the fourth quarter. A lot of hands by Marshall, not called. Partially blocked by Brandis Kelly. We're underneath again. Got a hold call.
I like that call because I think automatically when somebody reaches underneath and you've gotten the rebound and cleared it, that should be an automatic foul every time they reach in. I like that call by the officials. McPherson going to take it out for the Wolfpack.
Called on Rory, his third. Both
Marshall
teams
with the ball, bringing it up. He's going to set it up.
Over to Unique Kelly, down to the corner. Sumter finally gets the ball in the post up. Brandis Kelly gets the ball around the corner. Our balance, we got a foul called, and it will be West Columbus basketball.
Nobody in the bonus yet, Kevin.
5-5. 4:48 to go here in the fourth. Foul called on the floor.
Next one, West Columbus will go to the line for 1-1.
Now 5-6. Subs coming in for the Wolfpack. Number 40, Kayshawn McCollum, and number 21, Cade Little.
Matt McPherson looking to inbounds the ball for West Columbus. Looks like a 1-4 set here out of bounds.
Up we go, back down. Marshall with the basketball, cuts through the lane, throws it up, no good. Sumter with the rebound, gets the hoop and the harm.
That's a nice play underneath by number 5. Sumter kept the ball going, put it back up, and is going to go to the line for an extra shot.
Keewan Sumter always seems to be around the basketball, just underneath, taking out the trash, doing the little things to help West Columbus be successful.
And that's big for West Columbus there. That breaks a long drought of not scoring there.
Foul called on Cade Little, his first, team 7th. 48-41 our score, 4:42 to go here in the fourth. Does not get the three-point play, but quickly back up the floor. Number 21, Cade Little, recipient of a gift, and he gets the basket, making it 50-41.
McPherson over to Kelly.
Kelly from way downtown, no good. Rebounded by the Wolfpack. Block, missed, basket, good. 52-41 our score.
It's like Brandon Kelly's out of breath, can't get up the court.
It's a lot.
But you have really nobody to put in for him.
If we're being out of breath, it's a long-range two for a big man.
He might have been lagging up to get that three. You never know.
Them big men want them long-range jumpers sometimes, don't they? 30-second timeout called by the the Whiteville coaching staff.
Is that going to be the COVID one?
That's a good question at this point.
Who knows?
This is actually, I think they're going to change that over to the COVID timeout.
Yep, they are.
Change from the 30 to the COVID. Sponsored this time by the Tabor City Chamber of Commerce.
Where'd you pull that one out at? That's a good one, though. You know, Tabor City Chamber of Commerce, they actually have a Pokestop there. You know what that is?
No, I don't.
My kids are into Pokemon Go, and they are searching for Pokemons using the cell phone, and that's a stop, and they go there and they get Pokeballs.
A Pokestop.
Yeah, a Pokestop. So anyway,
you've heard it here first.
I'm learning too. So Pokemon Go, that's where you try to find Pokemons. And
just when you think we've talked about everything tonight.
Yeah, well, hey, you know, when you said Chamber of Commerce, we've been stopping by there and getting some Pokeballs. But anyway, go get your Pokeballs from Chamber of Commerce.
But make sure they're sanitized. Do you sanitize your Pokeball?
I do every day. It's COVID precautions.
Wendell Smith with the basketball, trying to get the handle back. 10-second count going. Bailed out by the defense. Marshall gets called for the foul.
Hey, really good defense there. He was trying to get a turnover for himself. You know, can't blame the kid for playing that hard. He's playing Whiteville. He wants to win this game.
Both men, though, playing hard. I mean, it's been a great hustle ball game. I mean, you got two good basketball teams going back and forth, and we knew it was going to be this tight.
Well, Coach Edwards told them in timeout, hey, guys, we've got to call some kind of turnovers or whatever because Whiteville wants to run time off this clock. And that's what Whiteville wants to do. They want to run time off this clock. That's their biggest enemy right now. 3:37
to go. Precious seconds ticking away for the Vikings. Wendell Smith off the dribble, throws one up, does not get a call. Brandis Kelly with the rebound, back up to Marshall.
It's a 2-on-1.
Marshall drives the lane, does not get the layup to fall, rebounded by the Wolfpack. Christian Rory gets the rebound. Singletary says, slow it down.
Right. Slow it down. Time's our only enemy right now.
3:13 to go. West Columbus watching precious seconds tick away, down by 9.
Coach Singletary saying, hold it, hold it, hold it. That's good coaching there.
A little bit of the four corners shown by the Wolfpack. Drops it off underneath. Brought back up to the top. Another transition of 5 to 10 seconds going off that clock. Sweet pass underneath and layup for the Wolfpack.
Nice possession by the Wolfpack. Did exactly what they needed to do there.
30 seconds off the clock taken by the Wolfpack.
You got to take that shot there.
Uni Kelly drives the lane, scoop underneath, and gets it back up, and it's 54-45. Ball stolen. Great defense by number 21. Gets the ball over to Uni Kelly, who gets the ball to Florida Marshall. Back to Uni Kelly. Drops the ball off to Brandis Kelly. Around to Marshall. Marshall's jumper up. No good. Keewan Sumter tries to tap it back, but he goes right to the Wolfpack. 2:03 to go, and Whiteville uncharacteristically throws the ball out of bounds.
I think he was throwing it to W.T. Edwards. He saw that blue shirt over there. It's just the wrong color blue.
do have to catch in the fashion choice by W.T. Edwards. Coach Singletary calls a quick timeout. And with 2:01 to go, our score is 54-45.
Well, what's happening right here, Coach Singletary for the Wolfpack is saying, guys, listen, we are up by 9 points. The clock is our enemy here. Run some time off the clock. And then West Columbus over here is probably saying, guys, we may need to start looking for the foul if we cannot get a turnover here. I'm sure W.T. Edwards is picking out the worst free throw shooters on the Whiteville team and going to that kind of strategy. So we'll see what plays out.
I think the question becomes now, Brett, with 2:01 to go, do you have enough possessions if you're the West Columbus Vikings to get yourself back in this ballgame?
I don't think unless you foul. I mean, with fouling you definitely can, but if you let Whiteville just run their offense, no, you don't have enough time. But probably look for the Vikings to start fouling the Whiteville Wolfpack here.
Okay, 2:01 to go, 54-45 our score. Both teams will be in the bonus as of the next foul. Ball into Marshall. Over to Unique Kelly.
Out of bounds play. Good play called by W.T. Edwards.
Around we go. No shot good. Brandis Kelly with a rebound, no good. Brandis Kelly with another rebound. Tries to force it to Kewan Sumter. Goes off a Wolfpack player, and it will stay Viking basketball.
That play, W.T. Edwards probably got that play from his dad. We ran that play in actual high school when I played him. We out of bounds players just went to the opposite side to hit the three in the corner. Just couldn't put it down.
You can draw it up, but the execution just a bit off.
Got to score on that out of bounds play here if you're West Columbus.
Over to Marshall. Marshall quick jumper up and good.
Just couldn't get it to fall.
Long range pass to Wendell Smith. Smith lays it up and in.
Unique Kelly's got to go up and try to contest that shot there. You can't give him a free two.
Whiteville up by 11, 1:33 to go here in the fourth quarter. West Columbus taking seconds they don't have off the clock, trying to set up an offense. Brandis Kelly with a scoop, no good. Somehow gets the ball back. Kewan Sumter jump shot, no good. Brandis Kelly jumper, no good. Gets his own rebound. Gets fouled. A lot of contact. And unfortunately, not a lot of points if you're West Columbus.
Well, you look at your big men there. You've got to convert there and put the ball in the basket to give you a chance to get a three-point play. Now you got to go earn two from the line.
Kayshawn McCollum's fourth leaves Brandis Kelly at the line. Unfortunately for West Columbus, so 15 to 20 seconds come off the clock, and you still haven't moved that score. Kelly misses the first. Still 56-45.
You definitely have to foul now if you're the Vikings. You got to say foul, foul, foul. And you really can't be picky on who you foul.
Second is up. In and out, no good. Rebounded by the
well, I say you got to foul.
I think it's a question of who you're fouling at this point.
Okay, well, you got to foul here.
Whiteville to their credit, moving the ball around, in and out. Quick steal gets back to the Wolfpack.
There you go.
Yeah, Unique Kelly finally gets the foul call. But we went from 115 to 54, Brett.
Yeah, you wanted to foul a little bit quicker there. And that's just you. And actually, Unique Kelly came out and fouled. I'm sure he's not used to that. He finally heard Coach Edwards tell him we got to foul, and finally did. And that's tough, because it's not nature to foul intentionally.
Going to the line is number 21, Cade Little. Little's first is up and good.
But I promise you that's not the one you want to foul, because I promise you that's their best free throw shooter.
Most likely. 12-point lead for the Wolfpack, 54 seconds to go, 57-45. Little going to the line for the second of two. The second is up. Nothing but net, and it's 58-45. We're going back the other direction. Driving the ball off to Marshall. Marshall spot block. Rebound by Kayshawn McCollum. Wendell Smith gets the ball up. West Columbus looking to foul. Gets the steal instead, and they're going back the other direction with Unique Kelly. Kelly's ballet move goes off his leg, and the ball goes back to Whiteville in the person of the Wolfpack.
Kevin, I go back to that streak of about 8-9 turnovers in a row was
at the end of the third quarter.
Was the change of this game. You know, West Columbus had the opportunity to come in and, you know, take the lead there, but 8 straight turnovers without getting a shot off was probably the nail that was in the coffin for this game.
These two teams play very complementary styles of basketball, and you really can't make too many mental mistakes like that and love to win. Smith with the basketball. He's going to force West Columbus to foul him.
I think they're just going to call this one a game and get on to the house. That's what it's looking like.
Smith drives the lane, up, no good. Rebounded by the Vikings. Marshall takes the ball up the floor. Drives the lane, loses the handle. It's taken by the... Somehow West Columbus gets possession back. Forces it up, no good.
That's going to be the ball.
And that's going to be the ball game. Our score, 58 for the Wolfpack, 48 for the Vikings. Brett, two Fridays in the books. What are you seeing now? Now that we've got a chance to get some continuity to it, what are you seeing, from basketball in the COVID era?
Well, Kevin, I'm very impressed tonight with the Whiteville Wolfpack and their defense. They played under control. I didn't see where any kind of protocols took away from their game. Coach did a real good job of subbing in and out. When he saw his kids were tired. I don't really think COVID protocols came into play too much.
It's amazing, and we talked about how hard it is for adults to adapt to different things. But these kids, say what you want. They're looking right, 2 weeks in, this is just the way we do it now.
Yeah. You know what? I expected exactly what happened tonight here in the boys' game, a quick up and down game. I just think Whiteville was a little bit more under control tonight. West Columbus, just seemed like they were out of sync. Brandis Kelly is their go-to guy, and it just seems like that, that's not panning out right now for him. He's not giving them what he needs to give them.
Well, it goes back to, I think, what we talked about in the girls' game. There's not a secondary scorer for the girls. And I think the question becomes, teams are going to come into this gym, and they're going to know, that they've got to stop Brandis Kelly. And who, other than Brandis Kelly, is going to step up for the Vikings and, take that leadership role? And if Brandis Kelly is being held in check, is going to take over the offense.
Well, I think the key for West Columbus is Keywan Sumter. I think he's got to get into the game and get more aggressive on the boards and get some trash baskets. But I think Keywan Sumter also you got your freshman Unique Kelly there. He's probably going to get better every game. He's got to learn what his role is, get his feet set, get ready for a three-pointer, and that's what you're looking for with him.
Again, both of these teams very young this year, lost a lot to graduation, and growing up in front of our eyes, and these are basketball lessons that you're glad, I guess, you learn early in the non-conference season.
Yeah. If you're West Columbus, you're going in that locker room, guys, we had our opportunities. We had it cut to 1 point at one time, and we had 7, 8, 9 turnovers in a row. And you've got to focus on the turnovers. I'm sure that's going to be a big I don't have the official score and stats in front of me, but I would probably say that West Columbus was over 50 turnovers in this game, and that's not going to get you in the W column many times.
Okay, our score is a final, and let's look next week, Brett. We're moving our show over to South Columbus, and South Columbus hosting the Red Springs. I believe it's the Red Raiders, correct? Or Bulldogs.
Or is it Devils?
Red Springs Red Devils.
Red Devils, yeah.
And, again, new coaches for the South Columbus Stallions this year. Girls coaches taking their lumps a little bit. I think he's going to get some girls healthy again starting next week.
Yep.
So a little bit different look than we saw last time with South Columbus.
Well, I tell you, I haven't heard a Red Springs score all season, so I really do not know what to expect. I know traditionally they have been really good in girls basketball, but you never know with Robeson County sports, Kevin. you never know what player is going to go to what school and what school is going to be good or whatever because of the open enrollment.
And you never know from day to day if you're going to be able to play or if you're going to have kids have to sit.
Yep. I mean, we're scheduled to be at South Columbus next Friday, but, that's 7 days from now. There's a lot that can happen in this climate that could actually change that. So
a lot changed this week. A reminder that next week Columbus County Schools will remain on virtual until February 1st. Make sure your child is attending their Google Meet, their Google Classroom, their Schoology Classroom, their Zoom meeting, whatever it is. Make sure you get involved. And speaking as a former administrator and speaking as a teacher, I know Brett Burrows will echo this. Get involved. Know what's going on in your child's classroom. These teachers record their sessions so these kids can get the extra help they require. If these kids make the effort, there's the opportunity there for a fantastic education.
Yeah, and just another reminder, we do have No School Monday, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So we do not have school that day. So everybody's coming back Tuesday, ready for some good virtual lessons. And
they're coming back virtually on Tuesday.
Virtually on Tuesday. That's exactly right. That has been extended. Safety precautions. I agree with that. I think that's a good idea. Because you got to look at the safety of kids first. We talk about weather safety and stuff like that, but health safety is very important too.
Absolutely. Franklin Davis is here, and if we can get Franklin to come up here a quick bit, we're going to talk to him about the realignment and some of the craziness going on. And
definitely give him my headset because I'm going to head on to the house and check out my two little girls.
Franklin. Yeah, got it. Quick chance to talk to Franklin Davis if we can about realignment.
Already been called, big boy.
All right, I'll pretend like I'm Franklin Davis and say, hey, these two commentators did a great job today.
Sounds just like him. Often imitated but never duplicated, Franklin Davis. So, from the campus of West Columbus High School, this is Brett Burrows and Kevin Tillman saying good night. We'll see you next week from the Civitan Auditorium as we have the annual clash between Red Springs and the South Columbus Vikings. Good night, and we'll see you next week.